Back-to-back emotionally charged wins for Texas over its rival OU. Horns now looking for their first season sweep in SEC play. Last night, Texas trailed 3-0 in the 7th. They forced extras. And in the 10th, Ashton Larson delivers. The walk-off single to left, scoring Timo Becerra. Ashton lost his shirt on a cold night. Crowd lost its mind, but everybody in the burnt orange felt nothing but triumph. Texas now looking for the sweep. They were the first to get to 6 wins in SEC play. OU back-to-back losses. That drops them to 4-4 in the conference race. Hey everybody, welcome to The Dish. Lowell Galindo here with the Texas legend, Keith Moreland. First off, OU, it was impressive to see them emotionally recover. They dropped game number 1, 14-0. They held Texas to 1 hit through 7 innings last night. Simply could not hold on.
Yeah, could not hold on, and that hold on is they couldn't throw strikes. Walked 4 in a row, led to the first run of the game. Texas took advantage of those free passes, found a way to get a victory.
Meanwhile, Oklahoma has to do something to figure out what it wants to be offensively. They have 12 total runs over the past 6 games. In that stretch, a 188 batting average, only 6 teams are worse.
You've mentioned the whole series here, guys. Oklahoma needs to score first. They need to get involved in their running game. They've stolen more than 70 bases this season, so it's a team that wants to run. But when you're down, they don't have that big power to hit the ball out of the ballpark. So that's why they have struggled. They just have not been able to get into the type of game they want offensively.
For Texas, game number 1, a lot of hitting. Game number 2, timely hitting. The consistent has been the pitching. Ruger Riojas was brilliant in game number 1. Luke Harrison, gutsy performance in game 2. Now you turn it over to Dylan Valentis.
When your starting pitchers have a 108 whip, in other words, between their walks, hit batters, and hits allowed, they're only allowing 1 base runner per inning. So they've been outstanding on the mound. And you look at it, Dylan Valentis, All-American closer last year as a sophomore, now as a starter. He's got to establish his fastball and his glove side command. When it's good, he's outstanding.
Trey Gamble will get it started once again for the Oklahoma Sooners. Older player, they call him Uncle. He has been the model of consistency for the OU offense, but it's been a struggle against the Texas Arms. 1 hit and 8 at-bats through 2 games. First pitch is in there, and it's a called ball for Dylan Valentis. Gamble, 333 average on the season, a 109.5 OPS. One of the sneaky, excellent players in the SEC that probably isn't talked about enough. Adrian Rodriguez fires across the diamond and a quick out for Dylan Valentis.
That is such an important thing, is that quick out. It's interesting you mentioned that right off the bat. That's what Valentis has been trying to get to. His last couple of starts, he's had to go deep into counts to get out. This young man coming to the plate right here, he is an impressive young man. He's a 5-tool guy, and when you look at Cameron Johnson, and he leads the team in runs and stolen bases.
Been a couple of issues on the base pass, though, for Johnson and the rest of his OU teammates. It all started in the first inning of game 1 when it looked like the Sooners would score first. A tag at home initially was ruled not in time. Oklahoma had the initial run. They went, reviewed it, and determined the tag was made by Carson Tinney in time. And this is a dribbler to Valentis. And another quick out for Big 99.
It's really nice to get those quick outs. When you're a starting pitcher, you don't have to strike out people to get quick outs. If you can get guys to hit it in the first 3 pitches and not hit it on the barrel, you're doing your job on the mound.
4 pitches, 2 batters down. Much better for Valentis than when you saw him against Auburn when he had a 30-pitch first inning. 58 over the first 2. Would settle down after that, looking to extend his start with efficiency. Here's Brendan Brock, ultra athletic catcher. Did a fantastic job as a backstop last night. Brock, one of 3 Sooners that have multiple hits. No one with more than 2 for this OU lineup. And elevating the fastball there. And Brock is down on strikes. Valentis, a 7-pitch first frame. 23 less than the first inning against Auburn a week ago. against the rival OU. And Coach Loss trusts his guys. Ethan Mendoza has been leading off for him, and despite the fact that he has struggled over the past 7 games, a 103 batting average, Mendoza is back in that starting point because he's earned that spot. We saw him come through with a clutch triple to lead off the 9th. Carson Tinney would then drive him in with a sac fly to center field, 111 off the bat. And that was the spark Texas needed, sent the game into extras.
Yeah, first of all, you get the triple with nobody on, out, and then Tinney right behind it sort of ties the game, and then you find a way to win a ball game in the bottom of the 9th, and you're home at bat in a ball game that they never were in control of the game until the base hit by Larson.
They're going to face a freshman from Maypearl, Texas, Cord Rager.
He's a big, tall left-hander. You see his numbers on the year. Thing that jumps off the page for me is he's got a nice low whip. One, he's got to find the strike zone early. If he pitches ahead, he is very good. He can't pitch from behind. And I like that last line put in there. When you're playing on the road in the SEC, you got to win a ball game when you're on the road. This is survival mode. Oklahoma needs to come out of here with a victory today to survive this weekend.
12 walks issued to the Texas hitters last night. Season high drawn from Texas, season high thrown by OU.
Well, Texas is one of the better teams in the country at taking pitches and seeing pitches, but still got to throw strikes. There's no defense for the base on balls.
Game number 1, wind was blowing out. Game 2, straight in, up to 30 miles per hour plus. We do not have much of a breeze at this point here in game number 3. 1 home run so far between the two teams. And that was Casey Borba in his 6 RBI game and that 14-0 opening win for the Longhorns. Borba batting in the 7-hole tonight.
Well, it's up to 69, almost 70 degrees, a perfect day, very little breeze. Ball's going to carry today. Front, nice light air, so could have some fireworks.
And it's 1-2. Took advantage of the wind blowing in last night with Ethan Mendoza's triple. It was not a misplay in the outfield. The outfield was just playing in because anything that was elevated was dying in the outfield. That's out, makes it 2-2. So with the outfield playing in, it just scooted all the way to the fence.
Yeah, but you see where Walk is playing in center right now for Mendoza. You can see him way over in right center, and Mendoza hit it over the left part of the horn that's in center field out of the logo, and there was no chance to get to it.
Lifted, but Trey Gamble is shifted and makes it right over the tip of the Longhorn out there in center field. So 1 down for Cord Rager. Here's Carson Tinney, who had a 111-mile-per-hour exit velocity sacrifice fly to center field that did not even reach the warning track. That's the type of one we were talking about.
Yeah, you couldn't turn it around last night, not to left.
But such a clutch team first at bat in the 9th to tie the game and send it to extra innings. Texas in game 2 got their 2nd run before getting their 2nd hit.
Yeah, without the benefit of a base hit, they got that run on 4 consecutive walks.
Three OU pitchers combined to walk the first 4 batters of the 7th.
That just misses. Ball comes out of his hands. It's nice and easy. That 96 miles an hour.
There's the 2-1. That just misses out, maybe low.
$22 3-ball counts last night, 13 full counts, ton of pitches.
Fouled back, and the count is full. The All-American from a season ago, transfer from Notre Dame, Carson Tinney. swing and a miss. And that's the first strikeout victim for Cord Rager.
Well, this is a dynamite cutter. He starts it out on the inside corner and just breaks it in under the hands and gets a little tilt to it. 91 miles an hour. That is a dynamite 3-2 pitch. As a hitter, you just not anticipating. I hadn't seen it the whole at bat, and he breaks it out right there.
Aiden Robbins. Watching him take BP is a thing of beauty. This guy can flat out hit.
There's those guys that wake up. Doesn't matter what time of the year. Give them a bat, put them in the box, they're going to hit. And that's Aiden Robbins. He can hit.
379 on the season, 9 home runs. That's upstairs, and it's 1-1.
Creates great whip. His technique's very good. It looks like it's a long swing, but when you slow it down and take a look at it, it's very quick, and it's got some whip at the end of it.
Lives through the middle to the right side of the field, but has developed the ability to elevate and celebrate this year. Initially, when Troy Tulowitzki started working with him on pulling the ball in the air, it was a lot of topspin, but over time, he has figured it out. 1-2, breaker, and stays alive.
He's still got great power to right center. He stays inside the ball.
Rager trying to make it back-to-back strikeouts. The big freshman delivers. How many pitching matchups do we get? It's number 99 versus number 99.
Well, not many. You know, we could have an at bat here. We're going to have a pitcher 99 throwing to a batter that's wearing 0. So back in my day, we didn't have players with 99 numbers or 0.
Yeah, it was almost insulting to get those numbers. Now guys want them. The 1-2 to Robbins. And Robbins sends it to Willits. What a play by the shortstop. His name is Jackson Willits. The glove, the arm, that's his game. Well done, kid.
Just outstanding. Does a great job going to his right. Knows he can't set his feet. Just a strong, accurate throw to get Robbins.
An effective first inning for Cord Rager. No scores. We go to the second. That efficiency from Rager certainly will make Skip Johnson a happy man, as his Oklahoma pitching staff has issued 37 walks the past 5 games. That is not Skip Johnson-esque. One of the best pitching minds in all of college baseball.
Well, he's good at mechanics as well. How many times has it happened in the game? You make a great play, you lead off.
And here he is, Jackson Willits. Still looking for his first hit here against the Longhorns. Knows his rivalry well. Season number 3 with Boomer Sooner. His pops, Reggie Willits, associate head coach. Really runs this Oklahoma offense. It's looking for a spark. Did he go? He did not. Dylan Volantis, just under a 7-foot release point. It's the second highest release point in college baseball. And it's on display there. But Willits comes up with a defensive gem and comes up with his first knock of the series.
Well, nice job going with it the other way and not trying to pull the ball. Stays inside it and barreled it up. Oklahoma would love to get into some type of running game here.
I tried to do that late in game 2. Andrew Ermis came in for Carson Tenney after a pinch runner was used for Tenney. Was able to throw out a runner, trying to take second. It was a strike him out, throw him out double play to end the 10th inning. So he got Jason Walk, which is very tough to do. So the run game is usually the calling card for OU. They love chaos on the bases. Texas has really done a good job in handling that.
Well, you got to give some credit. Obviously, catchers are important in that, but the pitchers holding the runners is so important. Longhorn staff does a nice job of not allowing the runners to get great jumps.
OU did take 2 bags last night, but Ermis caught the Sooners stealing on the most important attempt. Date LaChance is the hitter. He's been at first base this series. Saw him handle the catching duties against LSU, as Oklahoma took 2 of 3 against the Bayou Bengals, as they did against Texas A&M in their opening SEC series. Another pick back, and Willits was a little fooled on that.
Well, most guys that are as tall as Dylan Volantis is have a difficult time. They usually are slower to the plate, and their move is not as good.
Strike 2.
But he does a nice job of making sure when he lifts that front leg that it makes it a pause in it a little bit. It allows that runner at first base, he just doesn't know which direction he's going to go. Even though the move to first is not that good, his deception is in the way he lifts that right leg.
Another pick back. Casey Borba yet again manning first base. Texas defense coming off a performance in which they committed 3 errors. Another Oppo shot. LaChance plants it in right, and Willits will stop at second. 2 leadoff singles here for the Sooners.
How about the really nice approach right there? Both of these guys, Willits and LaChance, thinking about going the other way. They didn't think pull and kept their hands back and put good swings on it. There's just where Sooners have struggled, though. You see the number right there. They're only 1 for 18 with runners in scoring position.
Ultra talented, long lefty, Alec Blair. 6'6", great hooper as well. Spits on that offering, 1-0. Bring up the point that you brought to me when you showed up to the booth this afternoon.
Well, I just love it. You just see when you see big, tall hitters that hit from the left side, they can really do it. It's something the way they drop their hands or whatever. The big guys that are 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", that are right-handed sometimes struggle some offensively. It's tough to get an adjustment. But those big guys that hit from the left side that are tall and rangy, as I call them, well, they create some kind of whip.
Curveball, swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
This is a really good breaking ball. That big, tall thing, that's just the old-fashioned curveball, and that one is about 11:30 to 5:30.
1-2. That misses down. Seems like the curveball has gone by the wayside in modern pitching. For whatever reason.
I don't
A lot of it
understand it
metrics
either, yeah.
based.
The changeup has taken its place a lot. We'll get to that point.
And blowing it by the freshman there.
The point you're making is this is why you throw the curveball is to come back, because it increases this fastball by 2 foot, because you're looking for that slow pitch. So the change of speed, hitting is rhythm and timing, and if you can disrupt that with any type of pitch that's off speed, you can use your fastball, and that's what he did right there to get the strikeout.
He's got one fastball that's more the sinker and has developed a four seam at the top of the zone. This hit well by Dickerson, and everybody halting, so 3 singles, 1 strikeout, and the bases are loaded with just 1 out for the Sooners.
Well, it's really good offensive approach against Valentis, and you talk about it, who's starting. You get to see some video in college. They get to study a little bit, and teams that try to pull left-handed pitching usually get in trouble. Well, they have 3 base hits, 3 balls hit right on the button, all to the opposite field.
That's a skill set that is not going to go away. Here's Kyle Branch. He's got 2 hits against Texas this series. Big cut on that initial offering, swings through it. Sophomore, hitting .230, 1 home run on the season.
Got a big blow last night. Put the Sooners on the board up 2-0.
And up the middle, Rodriguez will flip to Mendoza. The throw is high, so the runner is safe. A run also scores, in Oklahoma for the 2nd straight game strikes first.
Yeah, it was not a good start to the exchange. It was going to be difficult to get Branch. He runs well, but watch this exchange right here. Rodriguez just a little bit up and didn't allow Mendoza a chance to have his gloves right there. That throw was up, so he had to make an alternate move to try to turn to double play. A good exchange right there may have got him out of the inning.
Oklahoma 11-2 this season when scoring first, their 2nd loss of the year last night. Here is Jason Walk, switch hitter, hitting from the right side against the big lefty.
If you're Texas, you're trying right here to get out of this inning right now and limit the damage, because you don't want their veteran leadoff hitter to come to the plate here.
And this one is softly hit, but just in the right spot. Why walk up the middle. That will score LaChance, and it's 2-0 Boomer Sooner.
Well, got in on his hands, but did a nice job. Well, this has been a really nice inning offensively for the Sooners. They've had really good approaches. And this ball in on him, but just strong enough to muscle it into center for the 2nd run of the game. Did get back to the top of the order here with a couple of runs in.
This is our guy that had, what, the 64-mile-per-hour exit velo double to left field yesterday. Top of the order. And Trey Gamble. Gamble grounded out his first time up. 4 home runs on the season, 19 driven in. A 2-0 lead for the Sooners. Blew a 3-0 lead in game 2 last night. Did not get anything in game number 1. Thought they did. Gamble led off this series with a double to left center field. He was the runner that was eventually cut down at home on the bang-bang play. 1-1. And the breaking ball is in there. It's 1-2. Where do you go after that pitch? What are you expecting here?
I don't change anything. If I'm calling the pitches here, I'm going to go to a breaking ball with a 1-2 count and see if I can't get him. I'm not necessarily going to throw it for a strike.
Buries that one.
That's a good pitch. That's a good pitch selection. Some hitters have the ability to lay off of it, and that's exactly what Trey did right there. Now 2-2. I want to make the action happen here. I don't want to put him in motion 3-2. So this is my, if I've got a pitch to get an out on, I want it right here.
That's up.
It's a huge advantage. Walt can really run. He can score with his good lead on a long single that because he's going to be in motion. He's going to be nearly to second when the ball's delivered.
Check out Jason Walk's lead here. He gets into a sprinter stance. It's not like that guy needs any extra help. He backs off of it here as there is a courtesy throwback to Rodriguez covering second.
Well, that was a pitch count violation. He had to do something to reset the pitch clock or the action clock, whatever you want to call it.
Speed on the bases here for OU. Wow. Tenney thought he had it. Volantis thought he had it. But Michael Snover, the home plate umpire, did not agree. Bases loaded after the 2-out walk.
A chance to see it. I think it's up. I think it's a proper call. It had plate, but I think it's upstairs, and all of a sudden now, this is a critical moment in this game right now. 8th batter of the inning, a laborious inning on the mound. And 13th walk of the year for Volantis. And last year as a closer, he only walked 12 total for the year.
So a 7-pitch first inning, 26 pitches here. And it's been singles. That's been the damage.
It's been really good at bats, going the other way with singles too. Well, you got a good hitter at the plate right here. This is a big moment.
Johnson grounded out to Volantis his first time up. Upstairs, and it's 1-0. First season for Camden Johnson at Oklahoma from Bernie, Texas, just down the road outside of San Antonio. First 2 seasons at Wichita State, where he started every game as a freshman and sophomore. 1 hit through 2 games against his Texas pitching staff. Trying to cash in here. And this is chopped. Volantis is going to have to spin and throw, and he does. But damage is done. Single after single. Most of them to the opposite field. And OU getting 2 aboard and on the board. And that boundary divide friendships. Now, to the victory goes the spoils. A lot of trash talk on the drive back home. That's fine. That's what makes rivalries in sports so good. Texas looking for the sweep against OU. The Sooners Struck first for the second straight game. Could not hold a 3-0 lead in game number 2. Texas winning it in walk-off fashion in the 10th. Can they hold this 2-0 lead here in game number 3? Adrian Rodriguez leading off. First pitch strike from Cord Rager, who had a strikeout, a fly out, and a ground out to the top 3 in the Texas lineup to begin the game.
This ball comes out of his hands. He's 93, 94. He's got a breaking ball to go with it. I like his size. The ball's getting up on the Longhorn hitters quickly.
What does he want with the 0-2 to Adrian Rodriguez? Who, by the way, is breaking out a new bat. I've not seen this one in the arsenal yet. So it was the blue combat from the left side, the light blue combat from the right side, and it looks like he's going with the black combat now from the right side. Oh, off the bag, fair ball. And that gets away from LaChance. So use the black combat. It's got the good juju.
Interesting, too. It's got to hit the white bag, too, with the double bags for safety. You really take a look at it right here. As fastball away goes with it. See it bounce. And you see it hit the white part of the bag. It was out on the outer half of that part of the bag, but leadoff base runner, first base hit for the Longhorns.
You talk about OU working the opposite side of the field. Really good two-strike approach there from Rodriguez. It's going to bring up Temo Becerra. Looking for his 5th hit in the series. Becerra led off the 10th last night with the single. Took second on a wild pitch. Ashton Larson walked it off. Becerra scored. Ball game. Big lead for Rodriguez. That's up and it's 1-1. Texas came into this with the 7th best OPS nationally in 2 strike counts. Meaning they're finding a way not just to get on base, but also slug with 2 strikes. Now Becerra ahead of the count, 2-1.
When you get deep counts on pitchers, you see enough deliveries that you get, more than likely, you get a pitch at some point in the bat you can drive somewhere.
Becerra thought he had one, looked good. Fouls it off. Talked to a lot of coaches about what they look for, especially when recruiting out of the transfer portal. And it's your hit rate on balls in the zone. Meaning, if you get that pitch to hit, are you going to do something with it? Rodriguez dances.
You know, I don't know that I could use that. It makes sense. I wouldn't want to see exit velocity on balls in the zone. That's well for me because it hits or you know, that's subjective because you could line out 4 times in a row at a game. But what happens when that ball's in the zone? What is?
And I should add, that's the next layer to it. What kind of damage are you doing when you make contact with balls in the zone? But the bigger point being, you may get one ball in every game, right?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with that if it's in the zone? Here's the 2-2 to Becerra. Trying to nibble. Glavin-esque.
Just missed out there with an off-speed pitch.
See if Texas has more of that 2K magic against the freshman Cord Rager. Up the middle. The backhand by Branch. The flip to Willits. Oh, the Chance cannot handle it. It was almost a gorgeous double play for an OU defense that turned two of them last night.
This is a great effort. Branch going to his right really does a nice job of getting a good feed, and he had to wait. Willits over in the hole. You could see he was on the run trying to get to it, so he never really could set his feet. He was throwing on the run, and the long hop just gets away there on the pick on the other end instead of getting the double play. Good hustle by Becerra to get down the line.
Here's Anthony Pack Jr. 2 for 2 last night. Drew a couple of walks as well. That was in game 1. Last night he was 0 for 4, excuse me. Was able to get on via a walk. Everybody was getting hits in game 1. In fact, every Longhorn starter recorded a base knock in game 1. A little more difficult last night with Cam Johnson, who we're going to talk to, by the way, for Oklahoma. Fantastic start for him after he had battled control issues. Comes up with 8 strikeouts against the Texas Bats and just allowed 1 hit. That was to the 4th batter of the game. 1 hit for the Longhorns in the first 7 innings last night. But they got it cooking in the final frames. Tie the game, send it to extras, and walk it off. 2-1 to Pack. Checking on Becerra. Conservative lead. You know, Rager was also an outstanding hitter in high school. In fact, perfect game ranked him the 10th best first base prospect nationally. Pack with a missile. Jason Walk lined up right on it, and 2 down.
Well, toughest play for an outfielder is that liner right at you. You can see Walk trying to read it. You know it's hit good. Is it going to continue to carry? And was able to play it perfectly and get an out on a ball hit right on the button.
Then there is Red Hot and Casey Borba, who has taken it to a different level. 19-game reach base safely streak. He has reached in 7 of his 9 plate appearances against the Sooners.
He's got such confidence now of understanding the strike zone. You can see he has just been brilliant over the last 19 ball games.
He's got the lone home run for either team in this series. Took one in the win. Didn't need the win to be gone. Over the left field fence in game number 1. Part of a 6 RBI performance for the 3rd-year Longhorn. Hit to short. Willits coming up with it and wants second. And gets the final out. As promised, the OU ace, Cam Johnson, joining us when we return to the dish here in Austin, Texas. Third inning Cam Johnson, Big Cam, my man on the mound last night, was electric right off the jump. Struck out 3 in the first inning, 8 in the game, allowed 1 hit. That's all, 1 hit to this great Texas lineup. And Cam Johnson now joins us live from Austin, Texas. Cam, what did that performance mean for you, considering some of the struggles that you had in the previous 2 outings?
Yeah, I think it's a good bounce back. You know, Skip and I have been talking about breathing and sticking to my routine, and I think I really honed in that process to where, you know, it's just muscle memory at this point. And, you know, I kind of just watched my eyes and made a couple adjustments and went out there and believed and was confident.
You know, Cam, when you look at it, you're so smooth and easy. I know you try to work on that. It's not like you're a max effort guy. Is it that smooth and easiness, is that allowing you to find your release point on a more regular basis?
It is. I mean, my body's in great shape. Shout out to Tim. Hi, wait, Brock. Hi, baby. Shout out to Tim. My body's in really good shape. I feel good on the mound, and I think everything's just flowing from the ground up, and everything just feels free and easy. Like I said, shout out to Tim, and really focusing on the weight room and my maintenance, so it's been really good.
Well, Brendan Brock leads off with a single up the middle there. Man, he was a wall last night. How good was he at catcher?
He was awesome, man. He gave me a good target. We established a game plan before the game. Just set up middle, let the ball do its thing, and you know, we kept going with that process, and we just kept working. We kept going, good communication. You know, it was good all the way around.
Cam, you use the fastball. It is probably your dominant pitch, but there are times to get to it after this play.
Mendoza with the bare hand, and it finds some vacancy. Infield single there for Jackson Willits.
But sometimes it looks like your fastball wants to sink. Sometimes it wants to run. Is that something you're working on, holding it with a different grip, or is it just I'm going to try to do the best I can to hit my spot with my heater?
I mean, for me, just doing the best I can, just to throw the heck out of it, and good luck to the hitters. I mean, I just want to go out there and just like have a fastball where it's just, you know, going at you, and I mean it's the same 4-seam grip. I don't have a single grip. It's just a 4-seam grip, and really just maybe it's either extension or staying back longer, but it's really good. So I mean, just having confidence in that pitch it's a big game changer.
Cam, here's another guy that catches for you, Dayton LaChance. I've heard this young man from Quebec will sometimes curse at you guys in French. Is there truth to that?
There is truth to that. He's a funny guy off the field. He's actually my road roommate too. So it's actually pretty funny. Yeah, he's a guy. He's a funny guy, and he's always keeping the team engaged, which is a really good thing, on and off the field. So yeah, he does do that, but it's also just, you know, keep us energetic and keep us in the game.
You know, I'm staying with pitches too because I really was interested to see your changeup last night. I thought it was really good at times. Is that a circle change, or you have any kind of special grip with it?
It's like a 2-seam changeup grip. Last year I had a circle change, but I kind of look at the metrics on it, and I just wanted to get more vert on it. And the new changeup grip I have is getting more vert and less horizontal movement, which is really good. So it's kind of like a 2-seam orientated changeup grip, if you were to say so.
So Cam, how often are you checking that TrackMan data during a season, like after an outing?
I try to not check it as much. I don't want to get too caught up in the analytical stuff.
Melantis gets the out at second. Runners on the corner, 1 down.
But I think for me, I try to check it if my fastball's maybe moving or something's not working. I try to ask Vince, our analytical guy, about it, and we try to get feedback and skip it out, or we'll work on it during our next bullpen and just go from there.
What is your week like, Cam? That starting pitcher in the SEC, you know you're going to go, I mean, like today after you pitched, was this just a shutdown day, or did you run today? What was your day-to-day?
Yeah, for me, after I pitch, usually just do a lot of band work, kind of get the blood flowing. And then Tim and I, we did a flush run today. I think it's really good to get all the lactic acid out. My body's pretty sore, but I think, yeah, after the day I pitch, I'm just out there doing some band stuff, just getting the body moving, not necessarily throwing, but just keeping the body moving. And, yeah, obviously running. So,
Cam, do you hoop a little bit?
I don't. No, I don't.
I was going to say you against Alec.
Oh, yeah, Blair. Yeah, Blair, he's a funny dude. He's always talking about basketball. And in the fall, I was talking how I could be Shea Gilgeous-Alexander 1v1. But yeah, that was pretty funny.
Well, Cam, we really do appreciate the time. Awesome, electric stuff last night. Last thing I got for you, though, I saw joy in the way you were pitching last night. You were having fun. What brings you that joy?
I think just being out there with the team, being in this type of environment, I mean, pressure's a privilege. And being here at Texas, the spotlight's on you, and just going out there with full confidence, and the body language is really important. And obviously getting all the feedback from the team and all the energy from the team is really big on why showing big body language in the mound. So.
Well, Cam, you are a very easy guy to cheer for and pull for. You do a fantastic job. Great interview. We appreciate it, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you guys
Cam.
so much. Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
And meanwhile, the Oklahoma Bats now threatening to add more. It was a 3-0 count to the Hoopster Alec Blair. Volantis has worked it back to 3-2.
It's interesting when you put the runner in motion here. Could have a strike him out, throw him out. Probably going to get a breaking ball in the lefty-lefty matchup.
Hurt OU last night in that situation. Popped up left side. Tinney, Becerra both looking for it, and Becerra will take it. 2 down. Want to follow up, though, with Cam Johnson. That's a great kid right there.
He is. Really, really nice young man, and you can tell that the part of the game that's so important is what you do away from the field, how you use your mind, how do you, not just the physical stuff, but I really enjoyed spending time talking with him right there. We learned a whole lot about him there just in that conversation.
And probably that was the most scrutinized start this entire week for any pitcher in America.
It was big.
Big moment here for Drew Dickerson. Trying to add. 2-run lead will not be safe against this Texas lineup, as we learned that last night with a 3-0 lead for Oklahoma. They are making Volantis work after a 7-pitch first inning. 29 pitches an inning ago, and now his total is just shy of 50. First pitch strike to Drew Dickerson. Brock led off with a single. Willits also had that tweener that found some room, got him to first. LaChance grounded out. It was a fielder's choice with Willits cut down at second. Blair then fouled out to Becerra. Now it's up to Dickerson here with 2 outs.
Well, Volantis, the pop-up didn't get the run home from third, less than 2 outs, so you got a chance now to get out of this frame. You got to make your best pitches of the ball game right now. You just don't want your offense chasing anymore.
1-1. And Volantis just blows it by him.
Longhorn crowd trying to build some emotion here. Understand how big this out is right here. On the other side, you'd love to keep pressing the issue.
1-2 to Dickerson. What a piece of hitting. Another Oppo knock. This drives in a run, and it's 3-0 Oklahoma, matching the lead they opened up with yesterday in Game 2.
Well, you just had to take advantage if you're the Sooners there. You get back-to-back hits to lead the inning off, and you had to make it pay off. And look at this again. That ball is up. It's up at the waist. Breaking ball just does a nice job. It doesn't try to do too much with it. Go the other way and drive in the run.
Is this a clinic on how you stay through the baseball?
They are views right field, no question.
Willits, LaChance, Dickerson now twice, all with opposite field singles. Here's Kyle Branch.
7 hits already for the Sooners.
Oh, 1 to Branch with 2 on, 2 outs. Tough pitch to work with there as a hitter. Goodness.
Good straight change. Got great movement with it.
Let's see if Branch can punch something through the right side, like Dickerson just did. Trying to spoil this 0-2 count. No, just bury that one. Good luck. Strikeout number 3 for Dylan Volantis. But Oklahoma is able to add. So 3 runs now, all 3 coming in the second and third. Sooners with the lead. Better them than us. Lo Galindo here with Keith Marlin. It's a 3-0 lead for Oklahoma. Texas has 1 hit in the 3rd inning. Where have we heard that before?
Well, you got to give a lot of credit to guys are going out and they're doing their job. And look at Rager. He's done a nice job here. He has had a good mix. He's thrown strike 1. His offense has pounded out 7 hits and given him a 3-run lead. And now this is a big inning. Your team scores. You're on the road. Shutdown inning. You got to come out. And the first guy you got to retire that usually sets the tone of the inning.
And it's got to be strikes. You got to challenge the Texas hitters to beat you, because that's how OU lost last night.
Now, because Texas sees a lot of pitches. They do not go outside the zone. They are very disciplined at the plate. If you're going to not throw strikes, they're not going to swing.
Coming into this series, Texas was 4th nationally, seeing just over 4 pitches per plate appearance. On the surface, that does not seem like a big number, but when you consider that's the average through 9 innings, that
and
is
every hitter, yeah,
a lot of pitches.
No doubt.
The 2-1, and they fouled off. .211 pitches alone seen by the Texas hitters last night. Duplantier, souvenir time. 211, Keith.
Well, you're not going to win many games when you're staffed those 211 pitches, even though they were very much in the ball game.
Well hit. Gap shot. Gamble on the run. Come on now. Trey Gamble made that look easy. Had a phenomenal catch on the fence last week in Baton Rouge. Now shows his range.
Well, did a nice job, and this ball sort of hangs up a little bit. They had this shift on it. Nice job arranging way over into left center. Do a nice job. It does Oklahoma moving their outfielders around in shifts, and Gamble just able to get to it.
And you see he checks the note card in his back pocket to tell him where to line up now for Maddox Monsoor. Freshman hitting .353 in limited action. 0 for 1 last night. Was a pinch hitter in game number 1. A chance will give it a look, but this is into the front row.
Mansour getting more opportunities now that Jonah Williams, the two-star athlete for Texas, the outfielder and defensive back, has had shoulder surgery and he is going to miss the rest of the baseball season. And different guys are getting the opportunity now to get in this Texas lineup.
That's lifted. Ashton Larson was the hero of last night. What are we doing here?
Well, he went up to go get the foul ball up on the dugout and couldn't control it. It's called E-Fan.
Well, that's who it needs to go to regardless.
That's a happy young man right there.
As he should be.
He's looking for somebody to celebrate with.
Yeah, look what I got. Check swing. And he went. Mansour's down on strikes. That is strikeout number 2 for young Cord Rager. Freshman on freshman crime there.
Rager's impressive. He comes out of his hands, mid-90s at times. He mixes in a little breaking ball, and he can turn that fastball over, and he did right there. It just runs away from the right-handed hitter.
Here's Ethan Mendoza. Batting average dipping to .262. I mean, you want to say that the guy is struggling right now because the numbers certainly back that up, but coming through at the most important juncture in last night's game has to mean something. There's trust there from Jim Schlossnagle.
Well, he's a veteran player. He's
yeah.
You know, like we always said when I played the game, the back of your baseball card tells you who you are. They can look at all the numbers. In his career, he's a career really good hitter. So he's just in one of those funks right now you're trying to get through.
And here is that triple. Just ripped this one up the middle. And with the alignment and how shallow OU was playing because of the wind, allowed him to take third base. For his first triple of the season, Tenney would then hit a shot off the pitcher nearly up the middle and drive him in. And that took us to extra innings where Ashton Larson would walk it off. I was going to bring up the Larson point with Mansour up in the DH spot. It's Mansour that's DHing against the left-handed arms because he's the righty. Larson, the lefty bat. You see him DHing against the righty arms. Pitch number 50 on the way from Cord Rager. Ground ball, past Branch. There's a knock from Mendoza. Veteran hitting right there.
Yeah, staying back, doing a nice job. And again, he will get back to where he was.
Oh, yeah.
He's just two good offensive players who got to just work through that. Get a guy on and get to this part of the order, which has done a lot of damage. 2, 3, and 4 for Texas.
You got that right. Tenney, Robbins, and Rodriguez. Carson Tenney, just absolute raw power.
He had a ball last night, 111 miles an hour, at a perfect launch angle that didn't get out of the ballpark. That's just unbelievable.
90th percentile exit velocity is 113. So only Lorenzo Carrier, the slugger from Pitt, is better coming into this week of action than Carson Tenney. And that 90th percentile EV really shows how hard you can hit the ball when you connect. It's taking the average of the top 10% of your exit velocities. So if you were doing that at 113, that says a lot. That will play at the next level. Here's the 1-1 to Tenney. And Tenney lifts it to left. Tenney is going to have a stroll around the bases. Home run number 7 on the season for the Notre Dame transfer.
How big now is the Mendoza at bat?
Absolutely.
To find a way to get to these guys right here. This ball just stays up again. That's a recurring theme, but most of the balls that travel that far and that hard are up in the strike zone. And this is a liner, and it's just into the Yeti yard. And just like that, Texas has cut this lead to 1.
111 off the bat for Tenney, except this one was not caught in center field like last night. Get some. Gorgeous swing. Robbins, the chopper, to Johnson. Johnson makes the throw on time, but Carson Tenney gets the Longhorns on the board with the big bomb to left field. 3-2, OU still leads. We'll have a special guest when we return. Luke Harrison joins us next. In game 3 of this series, one that was clinched by the Longhorns. Last night, Luke Harrison got the start, and he battled. Went 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, struck out 6. 4 straight game with at least 6 punch-outs. Did not get the win, but Texas is now 19-3 over the past 2 seasons when Luke Harrison starts. And Luke now joins us from the Texas dugout. What went into that winning performance for you last night?
I think it was just a lot of resilience last night. The ability to not be frustrated by anything that happens in the game, and keep moving on and keep doing your thing. I think I think we're going to see it out of Dylan here. We got 7 singles on the board right now for these guys, so looking for him to keep doing his thing.
Volantis fielding the position. What do you think about that, Luke?
Athlete.
Oh,
it's got to be the
go.
Nike glove.
Oh, the pitchers. Pitchers always look at the athletes.
Somebody's got to give us the credit, Got to look out for each other.
I understand, Luke. Luke, one of the things that when you're in a game like last night, you knew that was the first time. Let me go back and start this again. First time you towed the rubber in conference play that it wasn't a necessary win. I mean, last night your ball club had won on Friday night or Thursday night, so you got an opportunity to pitch in that environment. Did you take any kind of different mindset going out?
No, I mean, it's the same attitude. We know that every day in this league, people show up to play ball and play to win. Especially, when you run a really good team, they're going to show up the next day ready to go. So we knew that we were going to get a good game and a good battle.
Luke, last night, Andrew Ermis comes in after Tenney was pinch run for, and he throws out a huge runner at second base. What did that mean, and what does Andrew mean to this team?
Yeah, I mean, that was huge for us. We talk a lot in our program about being a star in your role, and him being able to come off the bench and catch a foul tip, strike him out, throw him out, that's pretty special. And not a lot of teams have a second catcher who's able to do that. And then just the trust from the coaches to be able to put him in that spot says a lot. So very proud of him.
Luke, you've been in this program a long time through 2 administrations, so to speak, and come back from injuries and a lot of different things that you've been involved in. Just talk to us about what it means to be a Longhorn.
Yeah, I mean, it's a special place, and the program, as I've spent 5 years in it now, just all the people I've met, and you really get an understanding of how much this place means to so many people. Just talking to alumni and former coaches and fans, like the support that we have is amazing, and great appreciation for that. Love just having the ability to go out there and wear Texas across your chest. Like, it means a lot.
What did you try to add or polish to your arsenal coming into this season?
Yeah, this season, really want to just work on my body and try to raise the floor of what I can do. Seeing a little bit with the velocity a little bit higher than last year, but just kind of wanted to refine my stuff. I know that my pitch shapes are good enough, and ready to go to war with them. But just working on raising the floor of what I can do, and added a new pitch in there, but still yet to really have a big effect on the game.
Well, you can't tell us what you added to pitch and not tell us what it was.
I can, yeah.
What is the pitch? What did you add?
I don't know, man. It's going to be a surprise for somebody.
Is it a Ruger Riojas special? Just make something up on the spot?
I don't quite have the drop down in the bag. I tried that one last year, and I think
you
I
got the quick pitch in your bag.
Yeah, that one's been fun to mix in, and really get guys off timing.
0-2 from Volantis. Ooh. All right, what's Dylan's nastiest pitch?
That's got to be the curveball. I mean, it just comes from the sky, and all of a sudden ends up in front of the plate. I think I didn't really realize just how good of a pitch it was last year until saw him just roll through SEC teams where he's got some of the best hitters in the country swinging at balls in front of home plate. But all his stuff's really good. He throws it all for strikes. I mean, we got a sinker hit between that guy's legs there. Tanny throwing a rocket. There we go.
And that's how it's done. Luke, well done yourself. We appreciate the time.
Thanks, guys. Hook 'em.
Great defensive inning there by Dylan Volantis. And a 9-pitch inning for the Texas Game 3 starter. Moreland, Texas has the series win. How massive is this, though, for OU trying to salvage one?
Everybody, you really and truly, if you went through the SEC schedule, Lowell, for the committee and NCAA to get into the postseason, and you win your home series, you win 2 out of 3, and you salvage one on the road in every one of your road series, and you're 15-15 in interconference play, you're into the NCAA, and more than likely you may be hosting. So it just tells you that how important it is to salvage a game in one of these series. And OU with the lead right now in the bottom of the 4th.
Here's Adrian Rodriguez, and it's in there for a strike from the lefty, Cord Rager. And it's a 1-1 count. Both these teams came into the series 4-2 in SEC play. Week 3 started with a 7-way tie atop the SEC standings. And of course, we'll have more clarity as the season progresses But there's some really good teams at the top of this conference. It's going to be tough to just figure out who ultimately is the best. Texas certainly looking that part. Number 2 in the D1 baseball top 25 behind UCLA.
Just look down the line at a lot of these teams. I mean, every week you're going to line up and go somewhere if you're traveling, and it's not going to be easy.
Coming into today, Mississippi State, Kentucky, and Georgia. The other programs along with Texas with 2 losses in SEC play. Texas ahead in the win column because this series started on Thursday. Everybody else starting yesterday.
Well, next week, conference with a lot of Thursday, Friday, Saturday series, with Easter weekend being on Sunday.
1-2 from Rager. That's some of that play discipline that we see up and down this Texas lineup. They simply refuse to chase out of the zone, and which has been so problematic for this OU pitching staff to deal with. There's Hookham.
This is a good, solid at-bat from Rodriguez here. 8th pitch of the at-bat, battling through all the pitches. And Rager on the other side hasn't been able to find that one to put him away with.
Tough pitch to get to. Pops it up into the mitt of Jason Walk. Let's get to our highlights from Friday night in the SEC. Tyler Fay, after pitching a no-no, had a one-hitter as Alabama takes down Auburn. LSU struggles continue. 3rd straight home SEC loss after OU took the final 2 in Baton Rouge. Kentucky took game number 1. Vandy walks off Tennessee. Vandy and Tennessee are still going at it. Can I get an inning update? Where are we? 15th inning right now, preventing us from joining the SEC Network linear airwaves. We'll do a lot of catching up with the new audience once we get there, if we get there at this point. Here's Timo Becerra. Showing bump, pulls it back. 96 from Cord Rager. 65 pitches into his night.
He's a good-looking young freshman that's growing up quickly.
That runs in. The one mistake, 2-run shot to Carson Tinney. You got the first 2 outs, the bottom of the order in the 3rd inning, but Ethan Mendoza had a single. Tinney followed it up with a home run. And it's 3-1.
He really does a nice job. I love his mound presence. When he gets 3-1, when he gets a little frustrated, he sort of just adjusts himself. He looks at the pitch clock, understands I'm not going to get a ball thrown. I'm going to get on and get my sign, get ready to go. I like how he controls his emotion.
That was close, but too high, and Becerra is on with a 1-out walk. It's pretty efficient for Cord Rager. 21 in the 3rd. Long inning where it's getting a little elevated. And by the way, going to the 16th inning between Vandy and Tennessee and Nashville. 20th walk drawn by the Texas Bats this series. That's far too big of a number for OU. Coming into this, 37 walks issued over the past 5 games. In that 5-game stretch leading up to game 3, OU pitching has a 54% strike rate, meaning 54% of their pitches thrown are strikes. Only one team in college baseball has been worse in that 5-game stretch, which is unheard of for a Skip Johnson coach team.
And that number should be somewhere around 64 to 67.
The 1-1 to Pac-Man. Rager delivers inside. Talk about makeup for offensive freshmen. You're raving about Cor Rager on the mound. Anthony Pack is well put together mentally in terms of the way he handles the pressure of being a freshman at the University of Texas.
Well, I think the one thing that jumps off the page is his strike awareness. He doesn't go outside the zone swinging very often at this visit. Skip Johnson out to talk to his freshman left-hander. But it was
well, this is how we got here. Oklahoma against Dylan Valantis. It was a single fest, Oppo style in the second inning. Willits, LaChance, and then Dickerson were able to score a couple. Branch and Walk driving in one apiece. And Carson Tinney, well, he unloaded on that one, driving in Ethan Mendoza, and that cut the 3-0 OU lead to a 3-2 lead. And here is Pack, the freshman out of California. There is activity now in the OU bullpen as Xander Mercurius starts to warm up. Xander did a fantastic job in relief for Cam Johnson in game number 1 in Baton Rouge last week. And we saw his older brother, LJ, get the start in game 1 against these Longhorns. Did not go as well. Slicing to the left side and finding the third row. Campbell was on it, though. He was ready to hop that fence and make the catch. And if you've watched Trey Campbell enough, you know he would be perfectly willing to do that. Guy goes all out all the time. Love watching him play.
Well, this becomes a big pitch right here. I mean, love to get 90 to 100 and have the lead with your freshman left-hander still on the mound, where you could save some time in that bullpen. And the outs you got to get out of the bullpen.
To left field, Gamble back. And Gamble has it. A couple of steps in front of the warning track. 2 down.
Really nice job of coming back. After the visit, gathers himself and comes back, throws enough strikes to get that big out. And we got a tough customer right here. He has the ability to change the score in a hurry.
Yeah, Cord was not seeing absolute dudes, grown men, bangers like Casey Borba a year ago in high school. Borba has a ground out to shortstop. Fielder's choice. His last time up, but as hot as anyone swinging the stick in the SEC. See, Borba gets that big load, little barrel tip as well. What do you like about his swing?
Well, I think compact, and when he's swinging the bat well, he gets a little pull conscious at times. It's when he's thinking back up the middle, because he's got enough power that he can hit the ball a long way up the middle. You see, that time he's ahead 2-0. He's looking fastball. That front side pulls off just a little. That's when you get a little pull conscious, rather than trying to stay in the middle of the diamond.
Do you like the barrel tip? Is that an individual thing? Is there a point to that?
Again, I mentioned it so many times, people probably hitting is such rhythm and timing. A lot of those guys use that as he swings through that one as their timing mechanism. That gives them the rhythm. They're trying to see what the pitcher's doing, and they allows them to get in the rhythm where they can get loaded and explode. There's some people that are dead quiet that can do it, and they do it with body movement and as far as their slide to the pitcher.
2-2. Man, that's a tough one to catch up to. 95 elevated. Well done, Cord Rager. Got Casey Borba chasing that one up in the zone, out of the zone most likely, and Rager gets out of it. Seven hits for the Oklahoma Bats, all singles. And OU had the 3-0 lead, and now leads 3-2 against Dylan Volantis. Made that transition from the freshman All-American season as a Longhorns closer, setting a single-season record for saves in SEC play, to the Sunday / in this instance, Game 3 Saturday starter for the Longhorns.
Well, he's leveled his pitch count a little bit after that laborious second inning. He's retired 4 in a row as Volantis. But he's got the tough part of the order right here with 3, 4, 5 due.
Starting with Brendan Brock. And that is hit sharply. But Rodriguez makes the play.
This is 1-6-3. Volantis gets a piece of this ball with his glove, and it ricochets to Rodriguez, who makes an outstanding play. Watch this ball hit off his glove. Yes. And just got enough of it. As a hitter, you got to be going, what do I got to do? That was a bullet up the middle.
We hear so much about players adding weight to have more pop, more strength. Rodriguez is a rare player that actually lost 20 pounds in the offseason to help his mobility, to give him a better chance to be the shortstop. And if Troy Tulowitzki is on your staff, you better be a darn good defensive shortstop. And Rodriguez, with that added mobility, has turned into that. Going low for that one, and a fine job by Casey Borba. Also get that glove down, and 2 straight.
Well, it really is an interesting story. Rodriguez, an outstanding freshman campaign, struggled though at times in the infield trying to play third base. So he went into this offseason. He wanted to move to shortstop, and he did the things he needed to do. Again, transformation of his body, a lot of work with Tulo, and he's really turned into an outstanding shortstop.
And despite the fact he is playing on artificial turf, has found a way to get his uniform filthy. Imagine what his uniform would have looked like in youth ball, right? Like coming up, playing on
You gotta like those guys that got a dirty uniform.
Yeah, but that's his mentality. I mean, there's no doubt that dude looks at the uniform, gets it dirty, and says, that means I've done my job. played all out all the time.
They make laundry soap.
I think you got to take it to like the drive-through car wash now and get the high-pressure wash to hose it off. As Valantis just hoses off Dayton LaChance there for the strikeout. 3 up, 3 down, and 7 straight retired by Dylan Valantis. 8-pitch frame. That will get you back on track. Just a chill day of baseball here in Austin, Texas. These Longhorn fans, they know what great baseball looks like, and completely used to watching a top-tier team like these Longhorns as we go around the SEC. Today, we are in the bottom of the 16th in Nashville, still tied up at 5 with Tennessee Vandy. What surprises or jumps out with these scores to you?
Well, you know, Florida has been Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They go into Baum Walker, and they've won the series already against Arkansas. That's what jumps off the page quickly for me. I mean, Florida struggled at Alabama, gets swept, and then they're a game tomorrow away from sweeping the Razorbacks in Fayetteville.
Let's see that score, Texas A&M over Missouri. I know Mizzou's having some issues, but it just goes back to highlight the importance of avoiding a sweep. I had A&M against Georgia on Sunday of last week. They lost the first 2 games against the Dogs. The Dogs pounded them. But A&M turned it over on Georgia in that 3rd game, run ruled them, got out of there, got some confidence, some momentum, take it to Mizzou, win the series.
Yeah, it's the same thing the Sooners are trying to do right here. You go on the road. You don't want to look at a series and say, well, you just want to win 1 of 3. You want to win every game you go play in.
Here's Willits on the run and gets Duplantier.
But if you get into that game 3 scenario, like the Sooners are right here, you can really salvage this weekend with a victory right here.
Here's Maddox Mansour. 83 pitches for Cord Rager.
They'd love to get him through this frame, and then the Sooners will go to the bullpen.
Trying to get that outside edge, does not get the call, and it's 1-0 for the freshman out of Georgia. Had a 3-hit game in the Auburn series. So certainly has shown the upside.
They can run. It's been good in the outfield. Shown some pop. Getting his opportunity now.
Popped up. And here comes Walk. Back to the top of the lineup and Ethan Mendoza. And it was the same situation. 2 outs back in the 3rd inning. He got himself a single. Carson Tinney followed with the 2-run shot to get the Longhorns on the board. And we were talking about how Mendoza was struggling at that point, so maybe for his sake, we continue that conversation. It's like the reverse jinx.
The reverse jinx. I know there were some times I wish somebody would give me some reverse jinx.
You never struggled. Come on, Song.
Come on, everybody does. It's a game to overcome the failures that you're going to have. You go 3 for 10, they put you in the Hall of Fame if you do that in the big leagues for a career.
And hopefully, anyone that has picked up the bat at least once in their life and has tried to hit a pitch understands and appreciates how close to impossible this game is.
A round ball with a round bat.
I mean, these dudes
At
are
100.
so good. Keith, I don't have to tell you that, but I just hope people realize how good the guys playing on this level, not just D1, but in the SEC, actually are. Because everybody playing D1 baseball is really good. You take the elite players that are in this conference, and it's another world. (3-1) to Mendoza. What a spot there from Rager. Comes pitch number 92. Rager would love to make this his last.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to face Tenney again.
Not after Tenney took one 111 miles per hour off the bat over the left field fence last time. But someone's going to have to face Tenney this inning. Will it be Rager or Mercurius, who's been getting warm in the bullpen?
That's it. It's 4 2/3 is when you get a win, but sometimes the overall value of the team is to make that move. He won't qualify for the victory, even though he's going to leave, but he did an outstanding job to limit Texas to 2 runs and 3 hits and 4 2/3 innings of work. Exactly what you could ask from a freshman. He did his job.
Typically, this is OU's strong point, when they turn it over to the bullpen. Last night, this is when they ran into issues, when they turned it over to the bullpen from Cam Johnson. And honestly, OU just could not locate far too many walks for the Sooners.
And it wasn't just one guy.
You're exactly right.
They went to 4 different guys, and they all struggled with command of the strike zone. Usually you find one. That's why you make another change. Well, I'm going to go get this guy too, because I'm going to find somebody who can get in the zone. But they were just consistent. The whole bullpen was really struggling to find the strike zone.
And here is younger bro. We saw LJ start game number 1 for the Sooners. Here's Xander, who was awesome, replacing Cam Johnson in game number 1 last week against LSU. Went 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, most importantly, no walks against LSU.
Yeah, just look at those numbers right there. He's that guy. He can finish too, because he can give you 5 innings, as you see right there. He did a nice job of finishing it out and getting the job done. So we would love to see he can get an out here and get him maybe some insurance on the other side and give him a couple of runs to work with. It's a fastball, slider. He's got a changeup to go with that, and he'll use to the left-handed hitters. It's real tight motion. Just watch some video of him throwing. He's a short arm guy, and so a lot of times hitters have a tough time picking up where the ball's coming out of his hands.
Last year's Nevada High School Player of the Year, facing an All-American from a year ago, Carson Tenney. For the 2nd straight night, he hits a ball 111 off the barrel. But this time, the wind was not blowing straight in his face. 2-run shot for Tenney, his 7th home run of the season. And that's representing the lone 2 runs for the Longhorns here tonight. Number 52 draft prospect, according to our Kylie McDaniel. Big kid, 6'4", 240. He is a machine. facing the freshman, Xander Mercurius. First pitch swinging, and this will be out of play to the right side.
Starts him with a slider. Those pitch sequences when you come in and out of the bullpen, a lot of times Tenney is looking for something up right there, something he can drive, and starts him with a slider. See if he comes back and shows him a fastball off of the plate here.
Take something off.
Yeah, back-to-back breaking balls. Does he triple it up?
Brock is able to keep that in front. He was excellent defensively last night.
Well, that saves the tying run for being in score position. Get out and get that ball knocked down. I don't think you change anything. I think you'll see a breaking ball here again.
Tenney was ready for it, but Walk was right there. Xander Mercurius gets the call from the bullpen, does the job. OU maintaining that one-run lead. Can they add? Can they hold on to it unlike last night when they blew a 3-0 lead? Cord Rager has done his job. Mercurius came in, got the final out in a tough one with Carson Tenney. Dylan Valentis, 5 innings. He's allowed a career-high 7 hits, 3 runs, has struck out 5, but it's been singles to this point. All singles allowed by Valentis.
He's actually gotten much stronger as the ball game's gone on. His velocity hasn't increased, it's just stayed about the same, but he's hit its spots so much better here in the last couple of frames.
Facing freshman Alec Blair. Rocking the shades, Wally hits.
It's overcast.
Doesn't chase that. Is there a pitch
Darth
that's standing
Vader
out?
in there. It's Darth Vader in there.
You like the look?
I do like the look.
I still miss the old school flips. You want to wear them batting, but it's such a good look out the field. Is there a pitch that's standing out more than the next for Valentis?
Well, it's just like we did in the scouting report when he is able to spot his fastball glove side as he did on first pitch for a strike to Blair here. It sets up everything else for Valentis.
Breaker over the glove of Becerra, and that is another clutch opposite field single for OU.
Now, this is a really good approach. Got a great whip, size, Watch him stay back. This ball is up in the middle of the dish, and boy, he just put a really good swing on it. Goes the other way. That's an excellent piece of hitting.
I got at least 4 opposite field singles. 4 of the 8 for Oklahoma going the other way. And here's Drew Dickerson, who has 2 of those oppo singles. Also drove in a run to make it 3-0. Advantage Oklahoma in the third. Out of play right side.
No activity at this point in the Texas bullpen. 80 pitches now total for the Texas left-hander.
Maybe a little, yeah, Thomas Burns.
Throwing a little football. I don't think that counts in this sport.
Oh, that's Arch-esque, was it not? I mean, did you see switching platforms there? Sark is saying, give me the scouting report. Old Thomas Burns.
Can't be stationary. Got to be able to move in the pocket.
This day and age, got that exactly right. Dickerson down on strikes. So I remember Nolan Ryan, like that was the first dude from the Tom House lineage that I recall throwing a football to warm up. Is there a guy before that you recall?
I think Tom House is the first guy that I saw doing it, but seeing a lot of guys, I mean, back when I was going, it was around it and teaching and doing whatever, so I started to see the entry of the football and the bands, which are now very important to pitchers.
I like how you say that.
Band. Get a ball, put it. I'm old school. Throw.
I can read through that.
Go throw. I mean, the way you're going to build arm strength is to go throw. Play long toss.
Well, the only issue to me with the weighted ball training, I mean, it's the same thing as throwing a football. That's quote unquote a weighted ball. It is, though, if you don't know what you're doing,
you can hurt yourself.
Yes, it can be more detrimental.
Yes, it
now,
can.
if you have good coaching and they know how to use the bands and the weighted balls, it's awesome, and the data shows it will help if you are looking to increase velo.
Yep.
Now, it's always, when it comes to an overhand sport like this, you are walking that fine line between how much the body can physically handle. And that's always been the case with throwing hard. 0-2 from Volantis. It was just nice and easy on the mound, and you can see why that overhand curve is just so tough to deal with, coming in at nearly a 7-foot release point. Kyle Branch down 0-2. Pick to first. Kyle's older bro, Colby, one of the best shortstops in the SEC. Part of a crazy good Georgia lineup. He's one of the home run leaders in the SEC, and Georgia bats him in the 7th spot. Hey, it's another 2-strike oppo single. The headline, the story of this game for Oklahoma against Dylan Volantis.
And they've done a really nice job of staying behind the ball and going the other direction. Theory of this again, this breaking ball is up, and they're doing a nice job not trying to pull it, just going the other way. He actually hit it so hard, runner can't go first to third, so that's a break, keeps a double play in order.
Here's Jason Walk. If he puts this ball in play, you'll see him as a blur down the line. And this also speaks to the modern approach in baseball, why slug is so important, why people want more of the long ball. Because right now, Oklahoma 9 hits, that's a big number, all singles. You have to work even harder with those singles to turn them into runs. And there's 3 on the board for Oklahoma. And not to take anything away from this approach because it has been a clinic. It has been beautiful hitting from Oklahoma, just to point out why there is that new school approach. 0-2.
Yeah, nice job by Tenney keeping that in front. 90th pitch coming from the big left-hander for Texas. Bullpen is active now for the Longhorns.
Brett Crossland, fun to watch. Getting loose as the next guy up. Pitch number 91 to walk and stays alive. The 1-2. Still fighting is Jason Walker.
He's fought off 2 tough pitches.
And it's going to prompt a visit for Max Weiner, pitching coach for these Longhorns.
No, they'd love to get him through walk with one out here because Campbell is a left-handed hitter. So, and they have a right-hander and a left-hander now throwing in the Texas bullpen. But this gives you some options. So you want to make sure you're over 90 pitches now. What game plan you've got? Down a run here. So, and again, you talked about it. Walk is not a real double play candidate because he can really run.
Jason Walk down swing. Welcome to Austin, Texas rivalry baseball. Texas looking for the sweep against OU. First time since 09, both these programs coming into a series ranked in the top 10. Lowell Galindo with Keith Moreland. Dylan Volantis got the start. He scattered 9 hits, all singles from the Oklahoma Sooners. 5 of those to the opposite field. Oklahoma opened up a 3-0 lead for the second straight night. Can they hold on? They were not able to last night, blowing that 3-0 lead. Texas won in extras with a walk-off from Ashton Larson to win 4-3. Huge game for OU just to avoid the series sweep. And that plunks Trey Gamble, a leadoff hitter for the Sooners. And now Oklahoma really has a chance to break this one open.
We've already had a visit in the inning, so it's be an interesting point here. You got a left-handed hitter at the plate, so I don't think you're going to make a move.
Volantis up to 95 pitches, career high 9 hits and 3 earned runs allowed. Freshman All-American last season in a closer role for the Longhorns. That is high to Camden Johnson, who has grounded out 3 straight times to Volantis.
Missed with the breaking ball up, and Volantis has made more mistakes up in this inning.
OU has put on a display, especially with 2-strike hitting. 9 singles, 5 of those are going to the opposite field. Here's a 2-0. In there for a strike, now 2-1. Oklahoma struck first in the second inning, scoring 2. Second off the bat of Jason Walk. Added another in the third with a single from Drew Dickerson. Here's a 2-1. Johnson refuses to chase. Last night was only the second time all season long that Oklahoma has lost a game in which they score first. Trying to get back on track and holding this lead. Pitch number 100 coming up for Volantis. Nowhere to put Camden Johnson. And he has walked in a run. Shades of what Oklahoma did a night ago, as they suffered all sorts of control issues with a season-high 12 walks issue. This has not been a problem for this Texas staff.
Yeah, we're going to see a pitching change now. He had 2 left-handers in a row, and he hits Gamble low, and that's the first left-hander in a row, and that loads the bases. And then he comes back with the walk, and just like that, you put yourself in a position you got to go to the bullpen. And Volantis pitched pretty well, but it wasn't an outstanding performance. He kept his team in the game.
So let's recap, see how we got to this point. Oklahoma wearing out that opposite field against Dylan Volantis, and this is back in the second with Willits, LaChance, Dickerson leading to Branch and Walk, both driving in runs. So we get out to a 3-0 lead, and then with 2 outs, Carson Tenney goes big fly, 111 miles per hour off the bat. Really the only issues that Cord Rager, the young freshman, ran into for Oklahoma. Loa Galindo here with the legend, former All-American, one of the greats to do it, Keith Moreland. Really, Oklahoma showed a lot of poise last night. Game number 1, they lost 14-0. We want to see what OU would look like. Opened up the 3-0 lead. Texas comes back, walks it off. Now we've got an absolute battle and a key game for both these teams.
Well, it is. I mean, you go on the road, you want to salvage one game.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. So Oklahoma's in a must-win mode. The other side, Texas trying to sweep. The difference last night was not throwing strikes out of the bullpen. Today, it's going to be important here in the second half of this ball game in a 4-2 game. Got to have forced Texas to swing the bat. Don't give them the free passes, make them swing the bat.
Yesterday came down to the bullpen. Sam Cozart was filthy, almost perfect in every aspect from Texas. OU's bullpen really struggled. This is now in the hands of both of these bullpens. We see OU with the opposite field hits. Rager, excellent job. The only one that got away, Carson Tenney, as he got out that 2-run home run in the third. 5 through 9, 0 for 9. Meanwhile, Oklahoma, they are getting production from the bottom of the lineup. Now we have a young emerging star for Texas coming in for Volantis, Brett Crossland. He's making his 10th appearance of the season. We saw him make 2 appearances in high leverage situations last weekend to help Texas get that series win against Auburn.
Well, he's been a guy that really done an outstanding job. And what jumps off the page is those 2 walks. Its walk-strikeout ratio is outstanding. He's done a really nice job of establishing. He's got an explosive fastball that he can use. He's got a good overhand breaking ball that go with it. And right now he needs an out. So it's one thing that Texas is looking for with them loaded right here. They're very much in this game, but something into the gap right here can really separate the ball game.
Here is Brendan Brock. When it comes to just raw power, the ability to find a barrel, Brock is the best on this OU roster. Ultra athletic catcher who was an absolute stud behind the plate for the Sooners last night. 1 for 3 so far here in game number 3. He has scored a run after his 3rd inning single. 0-1 from Crossland. That misses down. It's 1-1, 97. We saw him get fired up in game number 2 against Auburn last weekend when he hit 97 for a strikeout to end a threat in the bottom of the 7th inning. Brock swings through it, and it's 1-2. Huge pitch coming up.
Well, he's a big man. He creates that tilt and it goes downhill. The ball, it's hard to get on top of it, plus it's got great velocity.
A 1-2 from the big fella. Filth! And Crossland gets out of it. OU does add another. Now they need to hold on with a 4-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Austin. $14-0 win for Texas in game number 1. A 4-3 walk-off last night in the 10th. 4-2 edge for Oklahoma as we go into the bottom of the 6th inning. A game 1 shutout was the largest shutout in series history. The run rule at that. Game 2, Texas won in extras after OU led 3-0 after 6 innings. Texas had 1 hit through 7. Got their second run in that game before they even got their second hit. Longhorns have clinched the series. Now trying to get the sweep. And if you have not had the opportunity to enjoy this young man, watching him hit, have fun with this. Aiden Robbins is 0 for 2. But he is a barrel monster. 9 home runs on the season, had 3 of those last week against Auburn, missing a 4th by inches, and is one of the top transfers into the SEC from Seton Hall. (2-1) after Xander Mercurius pumps that fastball for a strike. Mercurius entered an inning ago with 2 outs in place of Cord Rager. Shot a lot of poise for a true freshman. And it's now 2-2.
His breaking ball has been his best pitch since coming into the game. That's his numbers last week. He really did an outstanding job at LSU. When they needed him to finish the ball game out, and he did it.
This one is going to be for Willits, who has been dynamite at shortstop for the Sooners, as he really has been for 3 years now. Hard-nosed player, fun to watch. Grit guy, glue guy for Skip Johnson.
Curious, a really nice fastball there, tied up Robbins inside, got in his kitchen. He's done a nice job of mixing. You love his poise. He's a guy that you can see him right there. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
Get in the box. Let's go.
Against the ultimate, I'm going to try to get in your head player, maybe in the SEC. Adrian Rodriguez, every at-bat is wild. A lot of movement, a lot of staring down, shaking of the head. He is doing everything he possibly can to get in the noggin of Xander Mercurius. Jim Schlossnagle, Texas head coach, says that Rodriguez is the most courageous player he's ever coached. Had surgery to fix his hand in the fall. Still not 100%. As he grounds this to Willits, who's going to field, clean exchange and throw. Back-to-back for Jackson Willits.
doing his job and throwing strikes, getting off of the barrel. That one on the end of the bat, previously known the handle.
Throwing strikes, let Texas put it in play. That's something that the OU bullpen cannot do last night. Game really turned around in the 7th when 3 OU pitchers, 3, combined to walk the first 4 batters of that 7th inning. And that's when Texas was able to get on the board. Here's Timo Becerra. Walked his last time up. Becerra was also one of the heroes in the walk-off win. Led off the 10th with a single. Took second on a wild pitch. Ashton Larson would then drive him in with a single to left field, and the celebration ensued. Vicarious has him down 0-2.
Just in great command right now. He's getting his signal, taking a big deep breath and delivering.
And it's all Jackson Willits saying, yo, freshman, I got your back. And OU holding that lead as we go to the 7th. 4-2 Sooners. Saturday at UFCU Dish Falk Field. Last night, Texas had its highest attendance for a game this season, as you would expect with their rival in town, and had to wait for that climax, but it was well worth it for these fans as Texas walked it off in the 10th. Oklahoma looking to avoid the sweep. Both these teams have won their opening 2 series in SEC play. Texas trying to get its first sweep in SEC play. Longhorns, the first team to reach 6 wins in the conference race. Both teams entered 4-2, going into week number 3 with a 7-way tie atop the standings. And Willits, he knows how to play, man. He just sees Becerra back, drops down the bunt, and another single.
Oh, this is just perfectly placed. He could have taken this ball and rolled it low out to a spot any better. Just drops it down, deadens it, and it's just in no man's land as he gets it down the line, and not gonna. There's nobody gonna get an out on it.
No. So Willits is aboard for Date LaChance. LaChance has some big time juice in the bat. Still has not connected. He's looking for his first home run on the D1 level. Past 2 seasons at Texas JUCO Power McLennan, playing for Skip Johnson's son, Tyler. Tyler now on Dan Hefner's staff at TBU. Big 1-0 swing from the native of Quebec. Had an awesome interview with Cam Johnson, the ace of this Oklahoma staff, who was really good last night. And he told us about Dayton, his roommate, for road series. It is known to cuss at his pitchers in French when they get in trouble. The guy that keeps his team loose, telling his boys in the dugout, look out for that changeup. You need a catcher to set the tone, do you not?
Yeah, and he's been good at first base as well.
Him and Brock have shared the catcher's duties. And when Brock is behind home plate, the chance goes over to first. Oklahoma with 72 stolen bases on the season, 12th best. Been a little more conservative in this game after they ran into multiple outs in the first 2 games of this series.
Fastball right at the bottom of the zone with great tilt to it. And Chance thought it was down.
Two. Bottom of the zone, 97. Crossland got him. What a spot.
Well, previous pitches there as a hitter, if he's going to call that, and he comes right back with it almost in the identical same spot, you know you're going to have to swing. He backs it up and gets the strikeout.
Look at the big breath from Crossland to gather his composure before taking on another freshman in Alec Blair. Blair had a single his last time up. Hits this to center. Robbins will not be able to get to it. And it's a single fest.
Catches it a little bit on the end low, but boy, nice and level swing in the strike zone. You can see him right there, just a little bit out on the end, and it really deadened it right there. But he's made an outstanding catch and play in this series already. You can see, and those left-handed hitters, big, tall left-handed hitter, he's going to have some power at some point.
He's got some hoop skills as well. My man Paul Biancardi had him ranked number 59 overall in this year's freshman class. Played 1 game for Porter Moser and Boomer Sooner before deciding to focus exclusively on baseball. It was number 52 on MLB.com's draft rankings going into last year's draft. Decided to withdraw from consideration to play for Skip Johnson. Here's Drew Dickerson. He's been really good. 2 singles. 11 singles in all. Those are all the hits that Oklahoma has. They've pretty much put on a clinic on every way you can come up with a single. We've had opposite field singles, we've had pull side, we've had infield singles, and then we had the Willits bunt. Am I leaving anything out? Is there another way to get a single?
No, they have 11 of them.
1-1 to Dickerson. Big cut from the DH. 1-2. Composure from Crossland. 2-1.
Always talk about gotta breathe in this game. Let's see him taking that big deep breath.
The 1-2. Straight gas. Got him. Another strikeout at 97. He just oozes of potential.
Now he's right over the top with some hop. And it just freezes you sometimes. If you're thinking anything but fastball, you're not going to catch up to that.
3 strikeouts for Crossland since entering the game an inning ago with the bases loaded and 2 outs. First pitch just out to Kyle Branch, the number 8 hitter. He also has a single to his credit. Branch was one of 3 OU Sooners with multiple hits through the first 2 games. And all 3 of those players only had 2. So the hits have been tough to come by for the Sooners.
Well, Branch has been really good in conference play. He's struggled overall for the year, but conference play, he swung the bat well.
It's an interesting way to get right in SEC play.
Yeah.
Well, we see 97 for a punchy again from Brett Crossland.
Well, he's gone with 3 breaking balls to start the at-bat.
Did it with the bases loaded, an inning to go. Can he do it with 2 Sooners on here? There's the heater, 96, same result. Young man fired up as he should be. But it's still OU with the 4-2 lead as we stretch it out and all. $8,059 on hand today at the Dish. Season high. Second largest regular season crowd. Not bad, not bad. Updated SEC standings. Texas, Georgia, Mississippi State all at 6-2. Oklahoma now has some competition with Arkansas and Vandy also at 4-4. Anything that necessarily surprises or stands out to you, Q?
Well, I mean, Kentucky's a good ball club, so that's not a surprise that they're 5-3 at this point.
It was 7 teams tied for first at 4-2 going into week number 3 as the Pac-Man comes up with a late single to left field. Anthony Pack Jr. leadoff knock.
Nice job, comes in, good approach, fastball away, doesn't think about pulling it. The shift is on. I'll just go the other way and get a base runner.
Here is Casey Borba. Drove in 6 in game number 1. Was clutch last night as well. Looking for his first hit here in game number 3. Texas chasing 2 here in the bottom of the 7th. And in there for a strike from Xander Mercurius.
He has stayed down. He hasn't made any mistakes up in the zone other than the first pitch to Pack to start the inning. He came in last inning and really did an outstanding job, and that was an excellent location with that heater.
Last time up, Borba struck out for the first time this series. That one looked like it was hanging. Borba was ready to bang it, swung through it.
He just had enough off of it that Borba was out in front of it.
Second most hits nationally with 2 strikes, and lifts this one to Gamble in left field. And that's the first out of this 7th.
Just missed hitting that ball a long way. Got in on him just a little.
Gamble's played an excellent left field tonight. We've seen him catch 2 balls essentially in center field. He's the elder statesman of that OU club. They call him Uncle. Here's Jaden Duplantier. Last weekend at Auburn, had his first career home run. He's 0 for 2 so far tonight. And look who is on deck, the hero from game 2. Ashton Larson is getting ready to pinch hit. He had the walk-off single to left in the 10th inning last night. That's in to Duplantier. Pack is off. Swing and a miss, throw down. Not in time. Heck of a job by Branch to bring that throw back. But Pack is in safely.
Well, hit and run, trying to get something going here. You can see Duplantier swings through the breaking ball. Throw just carries to the third base side, and that allows Pack's left hand just to get in there just ahead of the throw and gets the stolen base into scoring position.
Stolen base number 9 for Pac-Man. Off speed, misses away. And the Longhorns have their first runner in scoring position tonight. They got their 2 runs off a 2-run bomb by Carson Tinney after Ethan Mendoza came up with a 2-out single in the 3rd. 2-1 for Duplantier. Missed that one at 93.
Good location again. He goes back to the slider right here. I think it sets up for it.
Got him. Xander Mercurius got him looking. That's going to bring up a pinch hitter. The GOAT from a night ago. Had his shirt ripped off after this on what was a very cold evening in Austin, Texas. Slicing one to left field. Driving in the winning run in the 10th. Then had to go shirtless after that. As Texas walked off OU after trailing 3-0. And that's a moment that man is going to remember for a long, long time. So now the change is made. Larson hitting for Mansour.
Well, you have an open base here, so you can pitch carefully here, but you don't want to. You have a right-hander, Mendoza, at the top of the order behind him, so, but you don't want to put the tying run on base, so you're going to make your best pitches to Larson here.
Confidence is through the roof right now. Larson 3 for 3 against OU pitching. Pack on second. First pitch.
Pulled the string.
Yep.
Great straight change right there. First one we've seen, and it was a good one. Came right back with it, too.
Do you like back-to-back changes?
I do. I mean, as a hitter, you think, well, he's not going to do that again to me. Yeah,
Reverse psychology?
Yeah, I am. I love double-up pitches.
Do you dare go there 3 times in a row?
If he throws it like he did the first one, it's a good pitch.
Here's the 1-1.
Yeah, he did go 3 times in a row with it.
And then for a strike. All right, now what?
Elevate the fastball and letters over the plate. Not a strike. up above the letters.
Ooh, did he go back to it? A little breaker?
I think that was
Or
a
the
breaking ball
change?
that time.
A mind game, huh?
Young freshman's got great mound presence.
Larson, the transfer from LSU, won a natty with the Tigers. Down 1-2. Has not seen a fastball from Mercurius. And he was able to foul that one off. But the freshman, Xander Mercurius, showing great composure.
Oh. He knows he made a mistake with that one there, but got away with it. You can see him start to say, all right.
Curves and changes thus far to Larson. The 1-2. And the back pick, not time. Trying to get Anthony Peck. He was able to swipe second after leading off with a single to left. Here's the 1-2 to Larson.
Steady diet of off speed. Has not shown him the fastball in this at bat.
Two, 2 outs. Longhorns down 2. Larson to right field. Blair, the long run, foul.
They went back to the changeup, left it up. Larson stayed back a little better this time, but just still got enough out on the end to hook it. There is no breeze right now, so the ball's going to move pretty well. That was a mistake that you got away with because you left that one up.
Is there a danger to sitting off speed here if you're Larson and that's all you've seen?
Well, I think you got to. I think you got to go think the other way. That keeps you back on the changeup, but you're ready for the fastball.
Great battle. Larson fouls it off himself. That doesn't feel good.
Well, he went to the slider, and that slider coming in, he's trying to drop it on the back foot, and he just hammers that one off the top of his ankles. And even though you got a guard on, that still hurts because sometimes it doesn't catch all guard.
Only 5 starts for LSU a season ago because of a nagging quad injury. When he is right, he is electric. 2-2 from Mercurius. Pack on second. Down and away. Another off speed.
You have the courage now to throw this many pitches, and they're all off speed, to come back with a fastball here. It's been a really good at bat. Can he make it pay off? And on the other side, can you make that final pitch to get the out?
Payoff. And the lob to second base. Give himself a little more time. What a battle. 10 pitches into this at-bat. Xander Mercurius and Ashton Larson. He does not go with the fastball. Larson draws the walk. To the top of the lineup we go, Ethan Mendoza.
If the Longhorns, if the Longhorns find a way to come back and score this inning, you're going to look back at that at bat. That was just a fantastic at bat from Larson.
This was Mendoza last night in the 9th inning. Outfield playing in because the wind blowing in. Mendoza comes up with a ball that was laced, went all the way to the fence. He motored around to third. First triple of the season. And that is the man that will eventually be driven home. Helps send this game to extra innings in game 2. And Mendoza 1 for 2 so far here today. He's also drawn a walk. And the walks come back and bite Oklahoma again. 12 of them last night. And this is out of the zone, ball one to Ethan Mendoza.
Pitch count getting elevated a little bit now. This will be the 34th or 35th pitch of the game right now.
That's in there for a strike. Mercurius staying away from the fastball against the Texas team, who by the numbers pounds fastballs, especially in the zone. One of the best OPS in college baseball against fastballs this season. Up the middle and through for Mendoza. Pack coming around to score. Larson trying to take third. He's going to be tagged out. Oh boy. Texas adds a run, but the third out coming at third base.
Well, you got to hustle, and good thing Pack was coming all the way to the plate and hustling well, because this is a base hit to center, and instead of going to the plate, they go in front of the runner, and Larson gets out, but Pack scores.
The details that separate championships from close calls, and it's a moment that Coach Loschnagel will use as a teaching point, as Larson with the aggressive turn on a ball that was right in front of him in center field, as he was thrown out trying to take third by the man that is up right now, Jason Walk. There was no hesitation from Walk once he got that ball in center field.
And a good thing that Pack was hustling and ran all the way through the plate, because he had to score before the final out was recorded at third base.
And keep in mind, too, the next man up is Carson Tenney. As this ball is hit to left, Pack is on it and makes the play. One down. So Tenney is the guy that has the two-run home run for Texas, one of the most dangerous hitters in college baseball. And it's one of those things, unfortunate, but you learn, you move on.
Still got to throw zeros up if you're Crossland here.
Who has been awesome, by the way. The job that he has done, combined with Cozart out of the pen, has been brilliant. Top of the lineup, Trey Gamble is down 0-1. He's 0 for 2 today. Cozart, last night, 3 innings pitched, coming in for Luke Harrison. No hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts, no walks. Not too bad for the freshman that looks like he's 39 years old.
Well, he was good last night.
I mean, These two freshmen are grown men, Cozart and Crossland. Big dudes, nasty stuff, and they ain't phased by the moment. 0-2. And that misses up and away. Here's Cozart, size 18 shoe and all.
I believe he got the win last night as well.
He did, yeah. From High Point, North Carolina. His dad, the former head coach at that D1 program. 25 pitches in to Brett Crossland's performance. And he's throwing strikes. It's been the difference in this series. Texas bullpen has thrown strikes. OU has struggled in that department. Ruger Riojas got the start for Texas in game number 1. He was awesome. Complete game shutout and that run rule win. So 7 innings pitch, and there is Ruger. Certainly one of the most entertaining pitchers in the SEC. Loves to play the game. And this is to Mendoza. 2 down. Ruger Riojas, 7 inning pitches, 6 hits, 8 strikeouts on 105 pitches. And that game 1 win. Yeah, I'd say he has some fun.
I mean, he has some fun when he's out there.
Like invents pitches.
He's creative.
In the middle of a game.
He's creative. Changes arm slots.
And he did this on his mom, Kimberly's birthday. Kimberly from Wimberley. Wimberley, Texas, home of Ruger Riojas. He was born at St. David's Hospital, just on the other side of I-35, so born to be a Longhorn. Here's Camden Johnson. From Bernie, Texas. First year with the Sooners after starting his career at Wichita State. You really like his game?
I do. He's consistent at the plate, good defender. He can run. He's got some pop. I think he's going to show that pop as he gets on in his career.
Painting there, 94 from Crossland, got the strike.
And he is a real threat if he gets on base.
Crossland, the freshman, 6'5", 255. A fastball 97, 96 has been the put-out pitch. Oh, going over the top of the breaker, 72, misses up. Just to keep you guessing a little bit. Throw him the heater, Ricky.
Okay.
There it is.
I mean, you want Vaughn?
Oh, man. We've had 2 pitchers wearing number 99, by the way, and 1 wearing 88. I think Rick Vaughn would be proud of that. That's
that
a
hurt
bouncer.
Tenney. That caught him as a catcher sometimes. You're just back there. That took an odd hop. And got a piece of him that time. And it always happens to you when you're a catcher, when you're the leadoff hitter next inning. So we're going to have a long to allow the pain to go away.
Tenney's been clutch as the backstop for the Longhorns. 3-2. And this is rifled through the right side. And Camden Johnson is aboard. And the single fest continues. Oklahoma refuses to hit for extra bases. It's almost like they're proving a point here. We got more SEC baseball coming your way tomorrow afternoon. Florida and Arkansas, 1 Eastern on SEC Network. How about Florida opening some eyes?
Yeah, it's, struggling and then go into Baum Walker and win the first 2. They're going for the sweep tomorrow.
Oklahoma trying to avoid the sweep here, looking for some insurance. It's Brendan Brock That's low from the freshman Crossland.
This part of the lineup. Both these guys got good speed. Brock's got some pop. And Johnson's a threat to go. 18 steals already this season.
Brock was a JUCO All-American last season. A lot of these singles have been oppo knocks, but Brendan Brock has shown a knack for getting the barrel out front. He's got a poolside OPS of 1957, with 5 of his 6 home runs coming poolside. He's an elevate, celebrate guy. Runner in motion nearly hit Brock and easily slide in safely is Camden Johnson. And there is that all-around ability by Johnson. He's on the base, number 19.
That's his 19th. Folks, he actually started back to the bag at first base and then took off. Did not get a good jump, but that's how quick he is, and still got the bag.
Brock has athleticism as a catcher as well. Skip Johnson told us he could easily play center field. And that sells to center field. And that's going to allow Johnson to move up, hit the brakes at third.
And that's the other thing that speed does to you. You're thinking about that they're going to steal on you, and you try to make a move. And he tried to hit Mendoza on the run and just elevated this. The E1 puts some insurance at third base here in the top of the 8th.
But Zonk, really to this point, it feels like the chaotic nature of OU on the bases has really more backfired than it has helped them until this game.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, they've had runners thrown out at third, at home, and at second.
2 runners thrown out at home, in fact. It would have been huge runs to right field. Duplantier tracking back, makes a catch. And Oklahoma threatened, but will settle with 4 on the board. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Texas down by 1. No place like it. You got the music, you got the sports scene, you got the food. Fantastic baseball as well that's been as much of a staple as the Austin experience as anything. Hook'em having a good time. It doesn't matter if you're a Sooners fan or a Longhorns fan. Hook'em's going to give you some time. Texas down by 1 with the team that a lot of people believe can add a number to that board. They were the number 2 national seed a year ago before bowing out to UTSA in the Austin Regional. They have rebounded nicely. Caden Leon looking for a bounce-back performance because he was uncharacteristically wild upon entering the game yesterday. 3 walks, 1 innings pitch.
Well, this is an explosive arm. There's no question about it. You see in Game 2, he pitched an inning, allowed an earned run. He walked 3, struck out a batter. He has the ability to put you away with a couple of different pitches. He's got an explosive fastball, a real tight slider. He's been that guy, and he's a local product right here in the Austin area. Coming back home to pitch. His dad pitched for the Longhorns in the 90s, so he's got some idea. He's been at the dish before.
From Lake Travis High School. Pitched last year for Tyler Johnson, Skip's son at McLennan. Carson Tenney to lead off. First pitch swinging out of play. He's hit 2 balls this series at 111. The second of which left the yard. That caught Texas on the board. Driving in, Ethan Mendoza also had a 111 sac fly to center field last night with the wind blowing in that drove in a key run. Doesn't like that as Leon now ahead 0-2.
That was a backup breaking ball. When that happens to you as a hitter, you just freeze, and it just caught the zone.
Fastball low at 95, misses, and it's 1-2 to Carson Tenney. 17 home runs for Tenney at Notre Dame last season in his All-American campaign. He's up to 7 now. How tough is it to have that kind of productivity at the plate when you're also a catcher and the abuse you take?
Well, they try to give him some days off, but you can separate yourself a little bit from what you do offensively and what you do defensively. You have to.
Smoked left side and through. Leadoff knock for Tenney.
He's starting to find himself. These last 4 to 6 ball games, he's been able to turn on some balls and do just exactly that, as he did right there with 2 strikes. He tried to run a fastball in on him. He turned and rifled this ball to left field.
Aiden Robbins stepping in, feeling like he is due. 0 for 3 so far in this 3rd game of the series as Texas is looking for the sweep. He's got 9 home runs on the season. 3 of those coming last week against Auburn. Another single to the left side. Tenney wants 3rd. And Tenney has 3rd. Tying run 90 feet away off the smoke show from Aiden Robbins.
That's just a real gamble by Carson Tenney. It is right in front of him. He turns on the fastball, does Robbins. But you see the left fielder has to go so far, Gamble has to go so far to get it. And when he has to, the throw just does not get there in time, and Tenney just in front of it. And that was really good aggressive base running. You don't want to make that first out at 3rd base.
Tenney went 113. Robbins went 111 off the bat. And here is the pest that is Adrian Rodriguez. Hitting from the left side. A lot of shaking and baking from A-Rod. And he will let the pitcher know when he misses the spot, as he just reminded Caden Leon that was a ball. No home runs on the season for a man that has pop, but is dealing with a bum hand. And it's swings like that sometimes can cause discomfort. After he had his hand surgically repaired in the fall, it's still not 100%. Schlossnagle says he's so courageous because he's battling through that pain, and a lot of guys would elect not to play until it was back 100%. Can he get Tenney home 90 feet away?
Well, it's interesting. Sooners are playing double plate depth in the infield. Obviously, the corners are up, and they might be able to come to the plate, but anything on the ground in the middle of the infield, they're going to try to turn to. They will allow the run to score to tie the game, but they will exchange the run for 2 outs.
How do you feel about that approach for a team like OU?
I think you have to. I think at this point you got to commit yourself to say, we want to get another at bat in the 9th. We don't want to be trailing. We would rather be tied.
Rodriguez swings through another.
That was an excellent changeup. Just Really nice pitch right there in a fastball count. Really pulled the string on it. And had A-Rod way out in front. This is excellent. See that movement on that changeup. And it just ran away from Rodriguez.
And that is that discomfort that the hand has been causing him. The same surgeon that worked on John Mateer's thumb, the OU quarterback, performed the surgery on Adrian Rodriguez. And according to the docs and the conversations that Schlossnagle and the Texas medical staff has had with the surgeon, there's nothing that Rodriguez can do at this point to cause further damage. It's just going to be discomfort.
He's really shown some courage to play through it, because it hurts him an awful lot on both sides, either right-handed and left-handed.
Enormous pitch for Caden Leon here. Rodriguez still fighting. Sophomore from Flower Mound. They do some good baseball in that part of the state. The 2-2 from Caden Leon to Adrian Rodriguez. Check on Robbins at first. OU scored first. They've only lost 2 games this season when striking first. One of those losses, however, was last night. Chopped. Tenney will score. Rodriguez beats the throw. And we are tied up at 4. That is a battle. That is why Jim Schlossnagle says Adrian Rodriguez is the most courageous player that he has ever coached. In pain, 2 strikes, finding a way to put it in play and book it down the line.
Well, he knew when he made contact here he was going to have to go. You can see he put his head down, never looked at anything except trying to get to that bag, and just ahead of the throw.
Check swing from Temo Becerra. Went around, and it's 0-1. Texas finding a way to claw back. Second straight day that Texas has been able to wipe out a 3-0 deficit. Tied it in the 9th last night. They've tied it here in the 8th today. 0-2 from Caden Leon to Temo Becerra.
With 2 strikes, no 2 count, not sure you'll see Rodriguez, who can run and steal a base, go, because if you were to get Becerra out, yeah, Pack, a left-handed hitter. If you steal second, there's a chance Skip Johnson would walk Pack to get to a right-handed hitter.
Texas so dangerous with 2 strikes. The 7th best 2-strike OPS in college baseball. They see a lot of pitches, and they are not just able to put the ball in play with 2 strikes like Adrian Rodriguez just did. They will do damage in 2-strike counts as well. Now this is a strikeout from Leon.
That's a good breaking ball right there. Really good spin rate on it. And Becerra out in front.
And it will bring up Anthony Pack. Singled his last time up. Came around to score off the bat of Ethan Mendoza. Pack has had some clutch plate appearances, even though he's just a freshman, just foul. Pat hops, but Brock is there. Johnny on the spot. Fun to watch this athletic backstop for the Sooners. Another check on Rodriguez. Rodriguez 8 for 9 in stolen bases this season. He represents the winning run, the go-ahead run at this point. As Pack fouls that one off. Casey Borba on deck. Certainly extra base potential.
If you're going to run, this would be the pitch for Rodriguez to run with 2 strikes on Pack.
That's down, and it's 2-2. Pack no stranger coming through 2-out situations coming into the series. Led Texas with 15 2-out RBI on the year, 27th most in college baseball. And Keith, you know, he's just getting started as a freshman.
He's been really clutch. He's got 26 hits on the season, Lowell. He's driven in 25 runs. He scored 30 runs. So that's production with 26 base hits. I'll go along with 21 walks.
Yeah, one of the walk leaders in SEC play. And for a freshman to have more walks than strikeouts in a conference as difficult as this says a lot. Full count.
Rodriguez will be off with the pitch here, so it's an advantage on anything that gets into the gap.
To the right side, here comes Branch and makes the play on time. But Texas has done the job off the bat of Adrian Rodriguez in a gutsy at-bat, knotting this thing up at 4 as we go to the 9th. Texas looking for the sweep. They have battled back from a 3-run deficit for the second straight game, tied it up at 4. And we'll go to the bullpen after Brett Crossland was fantastic. It's Hayden LeFew, the little intimidator from Kannapolis, North Carolina, home of the intimidator, Dale Earnhardt.
He's been really good out of the bullpen. You see his numbers, his 7th appearance. He's only allowed 3 base hits. He's only averaging 2 strikeouts an inning. And so he has come on here. Back into the bullpen for Texas over the last 2 weeks. Has had some struggles. They've used Crossland and Cozart over the weekend. So
So Vandy preceded us with a walk-off win against Tennessee. Second straight game they've done that, although this one was 16 innings. We went to the 10th inning last night when Texas walked it off. Will this one require an extra frame or more? Jackson Willits, nitty-gritty, has played a fantastic defensive shortstop for the Sooners. Looks at strike one from LeFew. Willits with a trio of singles tonight, including one bunt. And this to center field. Tough play for Robbins. Makes it look really easy. Just a little gallop and into the glove.
So hung up in the air, gave him a chance.
Speaking of,
here
it's
we go.
Dayton LaChance against Hayden LeFew. What do you got for me here with the La matchup?
I don't know. I played in Montreal. They speak French. That's all I can tell you.
LeFew, LaChance, the matchup you've been waiting for. Now, Hayden goes by Bubba, as a kid from Kannapolis, North Carolina should go by. Not sure what Dayton LaChance's nickname is. He's the guy that typically is probably giving his teammates nicknames, and you just have to be okay with that because he is the enforcer on this team that also keeps everybody loose and in high spirits.
And he's a guy that has got good power, just hasn't had one. You make a mistake to him, he might be able to hit it a long way.
0-2 misses in. LaChance has yet to connect on a home run in his first season playing for Skip Johnson at OU. Who will have the late inning magic in game 3? Check swing, it's down, it's dirty, and Tinney makes the throw. 2 down. LeFew wins the matchup against LaChance.
Just really, really good breaking ball there. Just, it's got late bite to it. Here, you just look at it. As a left-handed hitter, you come to the plate, you see a guy like this, the first thing you think about, I got to make sure he gets it up because anything down is going to be difficult to connect with.
Here's Blair. Big cut. True freshman that withdrew his name from the draft to play for the Oklahoma Sooners has been fantastic. Has the wow factor, according to his head coach, Skip Johnson. Has star written all over. But Bubba LeFew, transfer from Wake Forest, not bad himself. He's got Blair down 0-2. Low and away, 1-2.
That's about 8,000 umpires here,
including the 2 front rows right behind home plate. You'll see him get up right. Come on, front guys. Get right there. Oh. The 1-2. Bubba with back-to-back strikeouts. Texas will have a chance to walk it off. And guess who is due up third? Mr. Walk-Off himself, Ashton Larson. To the bottom of the 9th we go. the bottom of the ninth. Texas trying to walk it off and sweep OU for the first time since 2014. The Longhorns have already secured the series win. Jason Bowden now needs to throw up zeros. Bowden was in this spot upon entering the game last night in the 7th with Borba, the first batter he faced in the 7th spot. Bowden proceeded to walk 3 straight batters. That was 4 straight for OU pitching to start that inning. So that third walk from Bowden led to a run. Texas was able to then walk it off in the 10th. Casey Borba has been smoking hot, 8 home runs. He's driven in 6 this series, and they all came in game number 1 when he went 3 for 4.
No, right-handed hitter. This Bowden is, who's got a really good breaking ball, but strikes. Got to get strike 1.
So Borba saw Bowden last night, drew a walk. Alabama-Auburn coming up next on SEC Network. Currently underway on SEC Network Plus.
A good hitters count right here. Don't want to start the inning in the 9th in a tie ball game with a walk. So good pitch to hit.
Bowden struggling with his command again. Walked 3 batters last night on 18 pitches. Borba, the first of those 3 walks. Bottom of the zone, 94, gets a strike.
He's zoned out as a hitter here, Lowell. Borba's got power. He can end it with 1 swing. What pitch in a spot you like is the only thing you swing at.
Full count.
Looking fastball, got 1 in. It just ran too far in. The only place he could hit that was pull it foul. Boy, this is a huge pitch right now in this ball game.
"19 games in a row reaching base safely. 0 for 3 in game 3. 3-2. Huge strikeout for Jason Bowden after throwing his first 3 pitches for balls.
Well, this comes back and listen, look at that sink. This ball moves a good 5 to 7 inches right at the bottom of the zone. Couldn't get to it.
That was gutsy.
That's
Did not let the moment get too much of him. Settled himself down and got out one of the hottest hitters to the SEC. Josh Livingston will now hit in place of Jade Duplantier. And this chop to second. Branch is there, makes the play, 2 down. Here is Mr. Walkoff, Ashton Larson, who did it in the bottom of the 10th a night ago. Taking a pitch to left field and driving in the winning run. The celebration ensued as Texas clinched the series with a walk-off winner. Shows bunt here on the first offering. Misses out, ball 1. Larson with 1 home run on the season. He hit 5 over the previous 2 years at LSU. Trying to turn it over to get to Ethan Mendoza at the top of the lineup. Bowden trying to give Oklahoma and the bottom of the lineup, 7, 8, 9, an opportunity to come through. Don't want to mess around with the command here with Mendoza, Tenney due up. 3-0 He battled back from this deficit to strike out Casey Borba. Can he do it again here to Ashton Larson? That's in there for a strike.
And again, you zone out 3-1. Larson uses the whole field. But you're thinking extra base hit right here to get yourself in scoring position.
To left. Gamble on the run. Out of play by a couple of feet. Only in Austin. Fired that out of Smokey. I'd like to see that. Sooners faithful. Made the trip here to Austin. I'm sure a lot of them parents watching their boys in this heated rivalry game. This is a fantastic Oklahoma team and program. Been tested here in Austin. Full count. And that's out. That is an enormous 2-out walk to the number 9 hitter. Brings us to Ethan Mendoza.
Could have a pinch runner at first base. We'll see if they have a pinch runner. Don't believe we are. It will be Larson.
Ethan Mendoza. A couple of singles up the middle. Ball one.
Again, when Mendoza's swinging the bat well, he really uses the right side of the field. And there's a big gap on the right-hand side of this infield. He decides he wants to go that direction.
Hitting the ball the hardest he ever has after adding 15 pounds of muscle. And it's 2-0. Bowden flirted with disaster immediately. With 3 balls to start the AB against Casey Borba, struck him out. Here's the 2-0 to the dangerous Mendoza, in there for a strike. Mendoza does have the ability to leave the yard, 5 home runs this season. Matching his total from a year ago. Here's the 2-1. And fouled out of play, straight back. What does Jason Bowden come with here?
Right-handed hitter, he likes his slider. Not a bad time to use it here, 2-2.
Short lead for Larson at first. Oh boy.
And that was the slider, just not even close.
Brock has done a fabulous job at catcher and saved Larson from moving up the scoring position. Full count. 2 outs, tie game. Bottom of the 9th for Ethan Mendoza. Runner is off. Mendoza chops it foul. Jason Bowden understands the importance of beating Texas. Started his career at Texas A&M, year number 2 at OU, and gets the pop. Johnson, tough play but makes it. That was a mile high and nervous moments for OU as Johnson had to battle the sky. We are going to extras for the 2nd straight game here in Austin, Texas. A historic extra inning affair here in Austin, Texas. 4-4 now in the 10th as OU has blown 3-0 leads in back-to-back games. Here's the history. First time in series history that we've had back-to-back extra inning games. Texas won game 1 in the 10th. OU will try to get a run here, maybe 2. Hold on to that to win this one in the 10th. Back-to-back extra inning thrillers on SEC Network as well. We were delayed getting this game to you because of that amazing 16th inning walk-off by Vandy over their rival Tennessee. This is what you want with rivalry baseball in the SEC. All you can get here as Drew Dickerson leads off for OU. Hayden LeFew back out there. Bubba struck out 2 to end last inning. Swing and a miss. New right fielder for the Longhorns, Darian Pendergrass, entered as a pinch runner for the Longhorns last night in place of Duplantier out in right. 1-1 to Dickerson. Big cut at the 92-mile-per-hour fastball.
He's got some really good late movement on his heater and a good slider to go with it. 2-pitch guy out of the pen.
Now would be a good time for extra base knock for OU. Contact was not made as LeFew has struck out 3 straight.
Now he climbed the ladder right here. You see it real well. It's just really hard to get on top of it. The big hack.
It's an OU offense. It was hitting 196 in their last 5 games. Only 9 teams worse in that stretch. As Branch pops it up, Mendoza has it. They have broken out of that slump with 12 hits, but they're all singles, which has limited the amount of runs on the board. Have not scored since the 3rd inning when Dickerson drove in a run to make it 3-0. Pardon me, they would then add in the 8th. As Jason Walk looks for some magic in the 9 spot. Becerra reaches down, makes a throw, and another efficient inning for Bubba LeFew. And we go to the bottom of the 10th. Teddy Robbins Rodriguez 2 up for the Horns. Occupy left field. Some of the most faithful fans in all of college baseball. They ain't leaving. For an extra innings, Texas bringing up a guy that could walk it off. Carson Tinney certainly has that type of power. 111 off the barrel right here back in the third inning. 2-run shot. That got Texas on the board, driving in Ethan Mendoza. Also had a sharply hit ball to left field at 113 off the barrel his last time up. Would come around to score. Tie this thing up at 4. Jason Bowden back to work. And starts off with a ball. The 1-0 to Tinney. Changes in there, and it's 1-1.
He took a little off of that slider that time.
Slider.
It looked like a change, but he drops down a little bit with his breaking ball and gets it to come across the plate. It's not much of a dip. There it is again.
Well, whatever it is,
it's got good spin rate.
It's working. He's got the dangerous Carson Tinney down, 1-2. Fouls it back. Texas has come up clutch. 2-strike hitting. All series long, really. Pitch number 25 for Jason Bowden. That's low. And it's 2-2.
That's that two-seamer that runs the other direction. It's got good movement to his fastball that direction. 2-2, he's going to come back with that breaking ball again right here.
Out. Full count.
I don't think you mess around again, Lowell. I think you go right back to your best pitch, and that's his slider right now.
Tinney flares it to left. Willits calls everybody off. Big out for Jason Bowden and the Sooners. Not out of danger zone quite yet. Here's Aiden Robbins. Whippy, as you get with the barrel. Excellent hitter to all fields. And confident, on the verge of cocky. The guy that opposing fans love to hate. He learned that in the series at Auburn. He was going back and forth with those Tiger fans out there in center field. Yeah, the defensive misplay led to the walk-off win in game 1 of that series, but came back strong with the bat in game 2 with a couple of home runs. Loves the pressure, embraces that villain role. But what's the change that you've noticed here with Robbins? I want to see if you've picked up on this.
He's got a different bat.
The eye black. Oh my goodness. Sells over the head of Robbins.
Now this just gets away from him right here. It's one of those.
Jeez. Now this game is so tough. Now you have to stand in. This one. Willits ranging, showing it off again. Jackson Willits has dominated at his shortstop spot here for the Oklahoma Sooners. Wow.
Well, that's just an outstanding play. Second one of the ball game. It just can't be made any better. You got to catch and throw in the same motion off of the end of the bat. Robbins gets down the line in a hurry and they throw across your body, and the accuracy to be able to do that is just really difficult. And that's the second one in the ball game right there to take a base hit away.
Has made all the plays for Oklahoma. The 6th inning literally did. It was 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. Oh, Willits. Here's Adrian Rodriguez. The highly entertaining, highly agitating, if you're pitching against him, Adrian Rodriguez. Really put together maybe the at-bat of the night as he was down to 2 strikes in the 8th and was able to hit a ground ball to second base to drive in Tenney and book it down the line to avoid a double play and tie the game up at 4. No home runs on the season for Rodriguez. Certainly has juice in the bat, had 7 as a freshman last year. OU gets the top of their lineup if they can get this out. Here's the 2-1 to Rodriguez, way out. Wanted to end it right there. Everything into that swing. And the count is full.
Ball was up, could see it up, just could not get on top of it.
High effort, high intensity from Adrian Rodriguez. But Jason Bowden has been impressive because it has not been perfect. Some of the control issues have flared up, but he has battled through them. For what has been an outstanding OU bullpen. 3-2. And Rodriguez is on. He's going to bring up Timo Becerra. Becerra, the transfer from Stanford. 5 hits. 4 hits in the series thus far for Becerra. 0 for 3 here tonight, but does have a walk.
Rodriguez can run. Lowell, he didn't the last time in this scenario.
That's out. Brock is a wall.
Right now it would take an extra base hit to win the ball game, but if you can find a way to get yourself to second base, it boils down to a lot of different ways you can score.
Two-0. And Branch, the chance, converging on the mound as Skip Johnson strolls out.
You can see still more outside the zone than in the zone, Lowell. It's the second night in a row he's gotten up and thrown a lot of pitches in this weekend.
Over the last 5 games, OU has really struggled with command, and we saw that last night with 12 walks. A 53.5 strike percentage over the last 5 games. Only one team in college baseball is worse in that stretch.
And it's hard to win games when you're giving up free passes.
Meanwhile, Texas has been fantastic drawing the walks. Coming into this game, since game 1 against Auburn, 46 walks drawn by the Longhorns. Only Miami has more with 47 in that stretch. But Becerra looking for a big knock here, looking for a gap as Walk is playing deep in center field. Rodriguez on first.
Take a strike here. Maybe 2.
Non-competitive miss. And there's 2 on. So Texas, via the walk that we were just talking about, gets the winning run in scoring position. Skip Johnson, what will you do?
Well, he's got a lefty ready to go in the bullpen if he needs be. Haven't seen any movement out of the dugout at this point, but looks like he's going to stay with the right-hander here to face Pack.
Anthony Pack Jr. A single tonight. Is also lined out to center field. He's been hitting the ball well. Freshman that is clutch. And another ball from Jason Bowden.
Well, there is a gap on the left-hand side of this infield.
Pack will have to wait.
Yeah, I just felt like that there was going to be a move here to go to your left-hander and play the percentages of a lefty-lefty matchup here. He's got a good arm.
Gavin Jones sprints out from the OU bullpen. Can he get out of this? Texas with 2 on, 2 outs, trying to walk it off in the bottom of the 10th. For the second straight night, Jones was the pitcher that gave up the walk-off to Ashton Larson last night. But his job here is to get Anthony Pack Jr. and get out of this inning. And before giving up the walk-off, that is what he was able to do. He struck out Pack Jr. last night in the 10th.
Well, he comes on with a 1-0 count. They want to allow him to get loose, and Skip Johnson allowed Bowden to throw 1 pitch to Pack. It would miss, so it's a 1-0 count. So I don't think it changes anything that Jones will do. I mean, he's a power guy anyway. He's got a good live arm with a hard slider to go with it. So I think he'll still be in the same mode like it was an 0-0 count.
Once again, untimely walks have haunted Oklahoma. 12 of them in all a day ago. 6 of them here tonight, but they just have allowed back-to-back walks to Rodriguez and Becerra, setting up Anthony Pack Jr. Coming into the series, Pack with 15 2-out RBI on the year, leading Texas in 27th most in college baseball. The 1-0 delivery, the first pitch from Gavin Jones, and that's down, and it's 2-0.
Now, it does make a difference here as Pack can be setting on 1 pitch. Boy, there is a significant hole again on the left-hand side of this infield as they have the shift on. As Willits is really up the middle.
Out again at 97. 3-0. Is this take all the way? No brainer?
No question. No brainer. You got a right-handed hitter in Borbo waiting on deck.
Pack as a freshman, one of the leaders in walks drawn in SEC play. And there for a strike, 3-1. 2024 against Kansas, the last time Texas with back-to-back walk-off wins. And they are 4 balls away from walking this one off. 3 straight walks with the game hanging in the balance. Shades of last night, the 7th inning, where OU walked 4 straight batters.
Well, it just puts you in such a hole down. A wild pitch, a miscue of any kind, the ball game is over. So you got to attack the zone, and you got to think about attacking more in the middle of the plate.
Borba has not reached tonight, trying to walk it off. Strike 1 from Gavin Jones.
Yes. And goes off speed to get it. Big pitch right there.
Bowden got the first 2 outs, then walked 2. Jones faced Pack, coming in with a 1-0 count, walked him as well. Borba, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Another good off-speed pitch. He's quickly ahead 0-2.
Jones trying to force an 11th inning. Borba trying to walk it off. Fouls it back.
97 on that fastball. Reached back and let it go. It was down, too.
Texas trying to become the first to 7 wins in SEC play. The 0-2 to Borba. 1-2.
Showed him the changeup there after the 97-mile-an-hour fastball. We're back to the changeup. So the pitch sequence is off speed, fastball, off speed.
Brendan Brock has to be a wall, as he has been all series long. Up the middle. Willits cannot get it! Borba walks it off! Back-to-back walk-offs for the Longhorns. Bust out the broom, rip off the shirt, have some fun.
Well, you work the count as a pitcher to get ahead. He comes back, tries to come back to that off-speed pitch one more time, and Borba tries to stay in the center of the diamond.
Got some collateral damage out in left field.
Somebody's going to have to be replacing some padding.
This dude is carrying it in celebration. Come on now. Hey, it's college ball. Come on.
He stayed back. You see it right there. There was a ball up and away. And Borba, they had semi-shift on as Willits is over to the left, just can't get there. I don't think he gets an out at second with Pack if he catches it. And Longhorns find a way to get it done again.
It was Ashton Larson last night in the 10th. Tonight in the 10th, it's Casey Borba. And what do both of these walk-offs have in common? Oklahoma getting out to a 3-0 lead. Texas coming back late with a lot of help from erratic pitching from the OU bullpen.
Yeah, you don't come back and win either one of these ball games without the base on balls.
Texas, 7 wins in SEC play, the first to hit that mark as they get the sweep against their rivals, OU. For Keith Moreland, I'm Lowell Galindo. Coming up next, more rivalry baseball, Alabama and Auburn.